the Rhode Island School of Design NADS.
Would you say you love the NADS?
No, but didn't you go to RISD, Adam?
No, why?
Because I was almost certain I'd seen you playing with the NADS before. You really seem to enjoy it.
Hey!
It's okay, Adam. It's a beautiful lifestyle choice.
Let's change the subject. The PSP is a very nice piece of hardware that hasn't seen too many games that really take advantage of its possibilities.
But with its reputation as the portable for the mature audience, it has the potential to push handheld gaming in new directions.
Here's a review of SOCOM Fireteam Bravo for the PSP. Hey there. Y'all doing well? Good, good. Because it's time to put your feet up and take a breather. Put all your attention in the rear view window. This segment is designed for you to just relax. It's so serene. It's so soothing. It's SOCOM Fireteam Bravo. The game is a so calming influence on the PSP as it brings the mellow world of online shooters to the handheld. Isn't that neat? This stripped-down version of the console SOCOM is the perfect solution to your frenetic, fast-paced lives. There's only 2 men to play with here, the perfect number for those blustery days when you just want to curl up in a bubble bath and destroy all cultures outside of your own. Ha, I don't even know what that means, but it's so calming that it doesn't even matter. There's all sorts of gentle missions to run through in SOCOM, from disarming bombs to setting off bombs. You can have it all. There's nothing more relaxing than saving the vice president of Chile and then demeaning him. Now that's a siesta. Fireteam Bravo is less tactical and more action-oriented than you may be used to in the SOCOMing world.
Enemy to the north, sir.
That quickens the pace up a little bit. But there's always time for some nice placid walks, if only to find your center. Hey, calm down, non-American person. Let's not stress out. It's all good. He's just jealous because he doesn't have a special teammate like Lone Star here.
This place smells like an unwashed monkey.
Lone Star, like New Age jazz and cupcakes, he takes care of all your needs. He's just not too swift with the whole bad guy sneaking up on you thing. But if you've got up to 16 friends, you can all compete online with different game types and clans. Man, that's sweet. Which is why we give SOCOM Fireteam Bravo 4 peaceful, easy feelings out of 5. Now, off. All of you.
You know, they should make SOCOM Fireteam Bravo a show on Bravo.
Would that be a show where gay guys ambush special ops teams and give them extreme makeovers?
No, I think it should just be a show where people get to shoot Kathy Griffin.
Well, you know what? What's not to love about that?
But speaking of people who are barely celebrities,
Culture.
There's no better way of expressing your distaste with the vandalized, crumbling inner city than vandalizing it.
And making it crumble more.
Mark Echo, purveyor of rhinoceros-based casual wear, has released a new game about tagging.
Here's a review of Mark Echo's Getting Up. Trains are really the only thing that easily move within cities. Trains have one goal, to get where they're going. Mark Echo's Getting Up, Contents Under Pressure, serves your hungry digits with a new kind of hero. Meet your man, Coltrane Crowley, a.k.a. Train, the up-and-coming king of painting on walls. Train begins his gaming life as a toy, an insignificant tagger with little style and absolutely no idea about free street-level marketing. He doesn't even know that if you combine cryptic visual elements, upper middle-class people will then think there's a movement that they can be involved in if they buy the clothes.
Here's all the tools you'll need.
Poor Train. There's no escape from the man, is there?
At least we get the hint.
Getting Up follows Mr. Train's rise through the ranks of drips. Your goal is to clothe every naked wall in your name. The cities, the mother that raised him, every hiss of his spray can, another kiss. The city of New Radius is a dystopic hodgepodge of Hong Kong and New York. It's natural that it's populated with faceless fascists and typically diabolic men in charge of buzzkill.
I want this disease eradicated.
Since there's really only 2 elements to the game, we will now go over them. You will fight, and you will paint things.
Fight, paint, fight, paint.
As far as fighting goes, Old Train's got some nice moves within the ballet of brutality. He finishes well and can pick up an array of trash for weapons. The soundtrack is supplied by Brit Studio Wiz RJD2, who covers the cold bricks of New Radius with an inspiring audio drear. The sheer amount of ways to tag really dimensionalizes the title. With an array of obstacles, you'll soon appreciate the challenge as you first place an outline of the tag and then proceed to fill it in. Paint. Each time you meet a new legend, he'll drop his collected sense of cool into a personal cerebral storage unit, a feature known as your little black book. This is where you chart your legacy, tags, and skills. With each victory, your cred soars. You'll eventually eclipse all other urbanware marketeers to be king of the sweatshop clothing vendors. Fights are fun, though at times frustrating, as tight spots often fail to yield any sense of fluidity that would help to gain the upper hand against multiple enemies. With unique approaches to tagging, there's a desire to really bring you into an appreciation of this typically urban form of communication. An interesting take on gaming that we'd like to see mature beyond this initial release. We give it a 4 out of 5. Paint.
You know, my favorite part of getting up is like the blue status bar with the lightning bolt.
Yes, it shows how much energy you have to pull off the special moves.
Yes, but to speak plainly, it's a mana bar. It's an urban mana bar.
If only you could use it. Spirit can be found closer than your nearest deer-tick-infested forest.
This Siphon Filter series has structured 4 games so far around a mysterious biological weapon known as Siphon Filter.
Which I always thought was a thing you used to steal gas during a petroleum crisis. But Siphon Filter is releasing a new game for the PSP, so here's our preview of Siphon Filter, Dark Mirror.
Good evening, loyal viewer. This preview, should you decide to accept it, is to retain the information given to you about the 5th installment of the Siphon Filter series, codenamed Dark Mirror.
They're not telling us everything. Tell them we'll go, but on my terms only.
Your team has been dispatched onto the PSP and is comprised of the usual members. Teresa will act as surveillance, Leon will assist, and Gabe will be your point man per standard procedure. Unlike the previous Siphon Filter missions, you won't be saving the world from biological weapons.
Teresa, we've got a problem.
This time around, you'll be investigating a terrorist group known as the Red Section. They have taken over an oil refinery in Alaska, and your mission will be to infiltrate, investigate, and apprehend the terrorists.
He's out there! Go!
You will be provided with an array of weapons and gadgets. Your goggles have been specially modified to have heat, night, and EDSU vision. I have no idea what EDSU means.
Found it. Overriding.
This task may be difficult since you don't have the right analog stick to control your aiming.
I don't know what's taking those guys so long.
According to our intelligence, Dark Mirror will contain 28 single-player missions and a wide variety of competitive and cooperative multiplayer. This is only a preview, should you decide to accept it. Wait for our full review in spring 2006.
Let's go.
Leon.
I know.
This preview will self-destruct in 5 seconds.
This preview brought to you by Hot Beefsteak.
Suck my hot beefsteak, brother. Oh, yeah.
You know, the Macho Man was a great talent. When is he going to get to be governor of a state?
Well, with the lovely Miss Elizabeth by his...
Look, if you guys can pry yourselves away from the TV tonight, then you might want to go online and check out the official site of the South by Southwest Festival. It's that huge music and film festival. It's held annually in Austin, Texas, and they have got a BitTorrent that is filled with tons of free MP3s. We're talking free music, Sarah. It's a big deal. It's not going to cost you anything.
I like it.
You can get 900 music files and even movie trailers for the festival attendees at no charge. Not bad. But wait, there's more! Just when you thought it couldn't get any freer, Peppermill Records has more tunes for you. I downloaded this last night. It is sweet as can be. If you go to their website, you can download an experimental album called 30 Days. So the album fittingly was created in 30 days by 30 different artists. And,
cool concept.
Yeah, one guy would create track 1, send it off to the next guy. He'd kind of take that and work that into his next track, but they only had a day to do each track. Sounds really good. It's a nice little experiment. I dig it. Everybody should download it.
30 days.
You gonna try it?
Maybe.
All right, at least you're honest.
Yeah.
Hey, we're taking your chat, everyone.
Saturday, March 4th, Bushnell High. Detention. 5 students enter with absolutely nothing in common. By sunset, they will be changed forever.
I want to congratulate you for being on time.
Excuse me? I think there's been a mistake. I mean, I know this is a retro parody show, but I don't think I belong here.
We're gonna try something a little different. Since you all like playing video games so much, today, you're gonna write a review.
Is this a test?
You will not speak, move, or sleep. That way, maybe you can find out something about yourself.
Excuse me, sir. I write reviews all the time, and I haven't managed to learn much.
Sit down, Sessler.
Thank you, sir.
My office? Right across that hall. Any monkey business is ill-advised. Any questions?
Yeah, I got a question. Does Gunpei Yokoi know that you raid his wardrobe?
Who?
He invented the Game Boy.
So you like to play games, boy. Let's play a little game. It's called Russian roulette. You first.
Think I won't?
I think you're a gutless turd. Do it! I want to see how tough you are.
This one bullet crap. 3 bullets. I want 3 bullets. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, so you really are a tough guy, huh?
You still think I won't do it?
No! So you do like games.
You love my review.
Tecmo succumbs to the man by bringing us Tecmo Classic Arcade, all in a neat little package so those pompous, selfish, doofus pigs from the 80s can look back on their lame little childhoods and remember when everything was, oh, gumdrops and lollipops and puffy little white clouds. F that. I hate nostalgia. It reeks of greed and money and principles and education and government intrusion, and I hate it all. Oh, this game's got Swimmer. I love Swimmer. All those dweebs and wastoids got into hoity-toity Frogger bullcrap, but Swimmer was one of those on the outside looking in. We went under the logs like true outcasts, not over them. I hate Frogger. Strato Fighter was trying to be like Defender. Like Pretty in Pink was trying to be some kind of wonderful. You could totally see the difference. I hate everybody! Oh, Bomb Jack. Yeah, you know a teacher came up with this one. It looks fun, but then they try to slip history lessons into it. Oh, yeah, like we're supposed to know that this is Egypt, or Rome, or Shermer, Illinois. Who cares? Star Force was trying to be that game that ate all the nerds' quarters down at the pizza place. Yeah, I kicked that guy's ass. Then I laughed in his face. Then I ate his pizza. And then I slept with his girlfriend. And then I got a burning sensation in my scrotum. Don't you understand my pain? Tecmo Bowl was probably the most popular game here. You can pretend you're a superficial jock by playing football. Yay! Touchdown! Go team go! Go team go! Oh, you'll never do anything after high school football except work in a gas station. But today you scored! Yay! Tecmo Cup was for soccer fans, or what I called them, pussies. I shouldn't forget about pinball action. Like this could ever replace the romantic notion of true pinball. You know, my dad used to take me to the arcade and we'd play some pinball before he got so drunk and beat my mom and gave me emotional trauma. The kind of trauma I've been whining about for years. Oh, hey, there's Pleiades. Yeah, I don't know what it means, but I bet it's Swahili for cheap Galaga ripoff. Throw in Rygar, which was serviceable, and some other games that remind me of other more popular games, and that's pretty much what Techno Classic Arcade has to offer. So, for this lazy, quickie video game package put together for a quick buck, I give Techno Classic Arcade 2 teenage pseudo-rebellious attitudes out of 5. Yeah, I'd give it 1, but that's what you'd expect, isn't it? And I never do what's expected, because that's how I roll.
That review sucked, Pierre. Next time I come in here, I'm loading 6 bullets.
Coming up. Yeah. The Breakfast Club takes a lunch break.
It's sushi.
What are we having?
You know, standard lunch.
Soup. Apple juice. PB&J with the crust cut off.
I'm allergic to crust.
Here's my impression of life at Big Adam's house.
Oh, son.
Yeah, Dad?
How's about a game of Oregon Trail?
Oh, gee, Dad, but I've got homework.
That's all right, son. It's educational.
All right, what about your family? Mine?
Yeah.
Oh, that's real easy.
You lazy, no good Nintendo playing, freeloading sucker with a hard-on for a bitch named Zelda.
Oh, yeah? What about you, huh? What games do you play, Dad?
Space War.
No, Dad. What about you?
Space War. No, Dad, what about you?
That's kind of a weird conversation to have.
Bull. It's all part of your image. I don't believe a word of it.
You don't believe me?
No.
No?
Did I stutter?
You believe this? Yeah, it's about the size of an Atari cartridge, huh? Do I stutter? See, that's what you get in my house when you beat your old man's high score in Gravatar.
You shouldn't have said that.
How was I supposed to know?
Just read your review.
I hate you, Dad!
Welcome to the wonderful world of Midway Classic Arcade 1, 2, and 3. A total of 50 games between the 3. Let's do this! Lame, ass, and kill, and kill, and kill. Sucks eggs. More like Pussy Boy. Would Pussy Boy deliver balls? Meh. Okay. Suck. Your intensity is for stupid, lame, weak. Stupid. Weak. Lame. Wet and lame. Awesome. Named after your mom's glow. Rock. Stupid. Boobs. It's like your mom. Long, boring, and a slut. Sweet. And kill, and kill, and kill, and kill. Sucks. Next. Ninja robots. Toasty. Pig. Take that, Mom. Lame. Monkey. Twice as lame. What the Yes. No. Weak. Stupid. Okay. Still sucks. What the? Wait, I didn't say anything. Whatever. Blah, blah, blah. And Super X-Play High rules! So in conclusion, if you're old and retarded, Midway brings back the games you grew moldy with in 1 and 2, while sticking old racing crap in 3. That's why I'm giving Midway Arcade 1 a 3, 2 a 3, and 3 a 2 out of 5. Bitch.
Stick around. Adam gets emotional.
You! You! What's gonna happen to us? I mean, I consider you guys my friends, and you guys are my friends, right?
You want the truth?
Yes, I want the truth.
No.
Gee, thanks.
Adam, I can't be friends with everybody. You don't know the pressure I'm under.
I don't understand pressure. You! You! You know why I'm here? Do you? I found a gun in my locker.
Why did you have a gun in your locker?
Parents are always on my case. You always play games all the time, so why can't you make them? I programmed this pong game with a paddle that was supposed to bleed. But it blooped. Blooped.
Killing yourself is not an option.
Yeah, man, you know, we've all felt alone. But we're here for you.
Yes!
Kill myself? Well, I wasn't gonna kill myself. I actually had a detailed plan to kill everyone in the school. Let me show you. See, the bomb was gonna go off here, which would flush the students down this hallway to the underground spike pit I had dug, and that's filled with deadly acid. I'd have a couple of grenades in, and then I'd spend the rest of the time picking off students one by one. Now, of course, everyone would try to go to the doors, but I had locked them ahead of time. It's kind of cute you guys would think I would kill myself, so I'll let you live and go ahead and write that review.
Taito is a Japanese company started by a Russian man in Japan in 1953. Despite being a collaboration between a former and current enemy of America, they have made some games, both good and bad. I would like to share my opinions with you. The most famous game is Space Invaders, where enemies from space invade, and you must stop them. Think of Manifest Destiny. They are America, and you are an Indian, and in 5 minutes, you are dead. It's not that fun. Another game is Bubble Bobble. This game is fun. You are a dinosaur who blows bubbles and captures creatures in them. Then you pop the bubbles. I know that creatures appeared on Earth millions of years after the dinosaurs, but the game is really fun. The game has a sequel. It involves rainbows. The kids in the remedial classes might like it. Also, there's a game called Elevator Action. You shoot people in a building that want to shoot you. I don't know why, but it's pretty exciting for a level. Most of the other games are not as well known. New Zealand Story is about a kiwi bird saving his buddies from a walrus. It's not very realistic. Birds don't wear shoes. Ninja Kids is about some ninjas who are kids and fight the Satan. I don't like the fact that the ninjas don't wear black, but I like how the stuff around them breaks. It's pretty realistic. Many games in this collection look like other, better games. And there's one game called Super Kicks. I don't understand if this is fun or not. Also, the light gun games don't use the light gun. I mean, come on. That's like filling your Trapper Keeper up with college-ruled paper and forgetting your mechanical pencil. While these games are accurate reproductions of the original arcade games, they're not very compelling. But then again, my parents still like to listen to music that doesn't sound like Information Society. Taito Legends gets a 3 out of 5.
So, why are you in here?
Me? I shoved the Genesis cartridge up Larry Lester's ass and taped his buns together. See, Larry's really hairy, and when they pulled the cartridge out, most of his hair came with it. And some skin, too.
Oh, my God.
And it also ripped a hole in his descending colon, entering the peritoneal cavity, where it got entangled in his small intestine. When they pulled it out, it tore his superior mesenteric artery. And the paramedics, they did all they could. They filled him full of fluids, but there wasn't much they could do. He spent the next 5 days in a chemically induced coma until an abscess formed around a retained piece of the cartridge, and it grew out a resistant strain of bacteria they usually only find in monkeys. And they were forced to do surgical decompression. They moved him to a nursing home 4 months ago, and the doctors say that he's fully aware of his surroundings, but he can't move or speak. And The only way he can interact with this environment is by blinking his eyes. And all of that is because of me and my dad. I mean, he just says, you gotta be the best! You gotta win! Win! Win!
Larry Lester's such a dumbass.
Stay tuned, because sex, drugs, and homework are being assigned.
She's ready. So glad you're letting me give you a makeover.
Hey, look, it's Morgan's review.
Sonic Gems review by Morgan Webb, Detention Hall. I was really excited to review Sonic Gems because a game about emeralds sounds like it would actually be interesting. But it turns out this is really about a blue hedgehog with an unhealthy obsession with plain gold rings. Really, if I was gonna have to travel all over the world collecting rings, they'd at least have to have settings and actual gems in them if you expect me to run. Anyway, Sonic Gems is a collection of the best Sonic games of all time that weren't good enough to get into the other collection of the best Sonic games of all time. This explains why the only really good game here is Sonic CD. Some people consider Sonic CD to be the best Sonic game ever, but those people can be safely ignored. It is really good, though, and holds up surprisingly well for a 2D game. We're stuck with the US music, but who wouldn't dig a catchy anthem like Sonic Boom? Sonic the Fighters is a watered-down Virtua Fighter clone that has never been released in America before. Turns out we weren't missing much. But it's weird enough to be interesting for a while. If you've ever wanted to beat up a Sonic character, here's your game. Sonic R is a racing game originally on the Saturn, which means about 4 people have played it before now. The gameplay is slippery and kind of difficult, but the real draw here is the music. I know, it's no Miami Sound Machine, but what is? The rest of the games are Game Gear titles that are nice to have as reminders of why we play Game Boys today. Special recognition should be given to Sonic Spinball, which may be the worst version of anything. Ever. In conclusion, Sonic CD is a lot of fun. A couple other games are good distractions, and the rest should probably be put in a video game vault of shame, stacked next to the unsold copies of Bubsy 3D. I give Sonic Gems collection a 3 out of 5. She's ready!
Are you ready?
Bring your mouth closer to my ear. With touch. Words, just say too much.
Dear Mr. Vernon, we accept the fact that we had to devote an entire episode to retro games for whatever reason, but we think you're crazy. Seriously, no one needs to devote an episode to these games. That point aside, what we found out is each gamer inside of us is a brain, an athlete, a kook, a a princess, and a TV host. Sincerely, The Breakfast Club.
Not another suicide pact.
I need communication. Na 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 na. There's nothing more to say.
Karaoke is so much fun.
That's what I'm looking for as a television personality. To be that kind of virtuoso performer, not frightened of anything.
Speaking of fear, remember the Cold War? For 40 glorious years, we seemed only moments away from global destruction.
There were a lot of action movies about it. It was fun.
Now we can relive the mass hysteria which clouded our parents' judgment. Here's our review of Operation Flashpoint Elite.
Regard the noble fruit that has fallen from freedom's tree. We plant these heroic seeds so liberty may flourish and grow all over the world. The living will emulate the mythic deeds of these not-so-living, creating new corpses to plant so the living of the future can keep on killing. Operation Flashpoint Elite remembers when conflict with the Russians seemed inevitable. We don't really remember that time.
Where am I?
You didn't even remember that time when you were alive. But the game does, and it shows. Its age, that is.
This is some countryside, ain't it?
Let's take a closer look at these graphics, shall we? Okay, maybe not. It looks as if a yet-to-be-named season is puked all over the game space. What's that? Are they people? Am I supposed to fight alongside them? Why are they bow-legged and stupid?
Jeep doesn't start with G, you meathead.
Well, Adam, if this game sucks so much ass, why review it?
Well, if you can get beyond the bad attire of another PC port, there's actual depth in terms of game features. You can drive, fly, shoot, and grenade your way through a seemingly endless variety of vehicles, weapons, and mission types. You can even design your own missions through a patient-strafing feature called the Mission Editor. There's only 3 mission types, but the ability to tweak Mr. Detail's noble nipples is astounding. Weather forecasts, area, vehicles, targets, the flavor of your Hot Pocket.
Betty's Beaches.
Outfit yourself with a pack of tanks. Stick the defenders with a gaggle of cheap East German cars, and then proceed to repeatedly boot the circular contents of your enemy's underpants through the end zone of victory. Combat has tense moments, and there is an array of audio prompting as commanders shout orders and ID targets.
Soldier at 200 meters.
There is online play, but with better games like Battlefield 2 out there, good luck finding anybody to share a sense of global crisis with. If you can put up with the title's grimy pixels, there's a game in there. You may just have to drive a while to find it. We give it a 3 out of 5.
What am I doing here?
You know, I miss the Cold War. It seemed so much safer than the War on Terror.
At least when we had just the one country to hate, you know, things were simple. Now with this whole war on terrorism, I have to fear everybody.
No, not me. I think this whole global terror thing is just a ruse, cooked up to confuse us by the most insidious race on the planet, the Yanomamo Indians.
Why the Yanomamo?
Well, I felt like being offensive to a group of people, and they were the only ones I could be sure were not watching TV.
Yeah, they're too busy eating spiders, not understanding numbers larger than 2.
Yeah.
Okay? That just happened, by the way. That just...
You're so...
And we're done. My car has plenty of pickup, as you know. The Kia Sophia should never be underestimated. It's quick off the line, a little lazy on the high end. But Ron Patrick has me beat. Do you know Mr. Patrick? Have you seen his car?
No.
The dude mounted a 26,000 RPM jet engine to the back of his Volkswagen Beetle. Yeah.
Oh, my.
That's hot, is what that is.
That is hot.
It's cool, and the best part of it is that it's actually street legal. He uses the regular engine in normal traffic, and then he apparently flips a switch on the dashboard to engage the jet engine. You know, and he only does this under closed track conditions, or perhaps when he's, you know, chasing evildoers. I don't know.
Looks dangerous. Call me crazy, but I don't know anything about cars.
You are crazy. Some people have been saying that it could be fake. These look like Photoshop. I don't know. I thought it looked awesome. I hope it's real.
I hope it's real.
Me too.
Yeah, call us. Let us know. Now, lately, Kevin, the internet's been sort of clogged. Fanboys, Apple fanboys creating fake touchscreen iPod hoaxes.
Who does that crap?
Yeah, it's, well, a lot of people do.
We do.
We've done once or twice.
Yeah.
But they're still at it. In fact, you know, we love a good fake video as much as anybody. We admit that. But these guys, they're not even trying. Okay, so look
You're
at...
just calling everybody out today.
I'm sorry, they deserve it.
All right.
It's only 3 seconds long. And, okay, maybe I'm overthinking it a little bit, but... The scroll wheel, did you see? You know, he's going back and forth, but the video still plays in one direction.
Is there any way we can see it again? Can we pull that back up? What? Look, he is going in one direction there. It's only 3 seconds. It looks like he could actually be...
It doesn't look real to me. It looks like he actually doesn't even have his thumb depressed. And also, low light conditions.
Yeah.
We're in the back alley.
Good for the MySpace photos, but not for
You can't tell because it's not really lit well. Yeah. Very convenient.
All right, all right. Well, we had to at least show it, because it could be real. Who knows?
But it isn't.
All right, it's not.
It could be.
Finally, as much as it pains me to admit it, a guitar god of days has gone by, and he has resurfaced now.
Okay.
Just bear with me.
This video. Yourself?
No. Michelangelo, in this amazing video on Google Video. Check this guy out. He's got a new album coming out apparently, and he can play. Michelangelo. Yeah.
Very funny.
And he can play both parts of that double guitar together in harmony or separate parts at the same time. And if that's not, I mean, that's pretty badass, right? He's got all, like, the 14-year-olds at Guitar Center right there, like, in his pocket.
It's like a mirror image, but not.
Yeah, exactly. And if that's not sweet enough, you have to check out the finishing move right there, yes! Raising his axe towards the rock gods in heaven. He actually flips it upside down and begins to praise the metal gods on their clouds. Yeah, there it is. Woo!
Oh, he keeps going.
Oh, he doesn't stop. He doesn't stop. Actually, the guy's camera filming this, true story apparently, according to the Google video notes, the camera died before he finished his solo. Which is pretty awesome.
Sorry, Michelangelo.
I prostrate myself in the presence of his rockness and his mullet. I don't know if you saw that. That was also awesome as well.
Maybe think of conjoined twins, that guitar.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Don't forget, if we move too fast for you, don't worry. You can get all the links to...
Previously on the Marios.
So, you know, I got a sandwich and a cockroach the other day. Whoa, hey, where you going? Where you going? What's your name? What did you say? Who's this guy? What did you say? It's my neighborhood. It's the neighborhood. What did you say? What did you say? You dizzy dumb. What did you say? What did you say to me? You fucking turtle. What did you say? Say something now. Say something now. Come on, neighborhood. I'll kill you. I'll kill you. Say something now. Go on, let's go. You turtle bastard. You in lunch. Luigi, come on, Luigi.
And now, the Marios.
How many turtles do you think are up there? I don't know, probably about 6 or 7. 6 or 7? Yeah, give or take. We should have fire plans for this. You hear about Tony B? That's that midget guy, right? I wouldn't go so far as to call the guy a midget, but he's definitely tiny. What are you gonna do? He's a mushroom. Well, what happened to him? I heard he got thrown off a 4th level cloud for giving Mrs. Bowser a foot massage. Oh, yeah? That little mushroom got thrown off a 4th level cloud for giving Mrs. Bowser a foot massage? Is that what I said? Why you gotta interrupt me? Oh, we're having a conversation. I can't interject. Interject? What are you, some kind of wise ass? No, it's called the vocabulary, dickhead. You should probably pick one up one day. Vocabulary? I got your vocabulary, you mother... So get back to your story. I'm just saying, getting thrown off a 4th level cloud for giving Mrs. Bowser a foot massage is a little extreme.
Have you ever given a foot massage?
I'm the foot master. I don't be tickling or anything. But eating flowers and tickling their feet are two completely different things. It's not even the same sport. This is it.
Whatever. I don't have time for your bull.
Let's just get in the character.
Next time on The Marios.
Yeah, so anyway, you know, sometimes I feel like I'm running, jump a little bit. But most of the time I feel like I'm just running.
What do you think that means?
Is that what I'm paying you for?
I think you know the answer to that.
You're good. You're good. You are good. You. Yeah, you're good. You're good. Good. It's good.
Serious cash. Those are the kinds of people who flock to the Legends of Bartending competition in Las Vegas, where barkeeps spin bottles, snag bragging rights, and possibly pocket a cool 6 grand.
Welcome to Las Vegas, Nevada, home of Legends of Bartending. Dozens of bartenders are here from all over the world. 10 finalists remain, and tonight, we're gonna see who can get me a drink.
Each barkeep has a 6-minute program they make up themselves. They cut their own music and flip the bottles to the beat.
What every bartender really has to worry about is the speed of how they pour. Also important is the accuracy they need to get the liquor into the bottle. But most important is the flair. And I'm not talking about the minimum 15 pieces. Oh no, we're doing the whole 37 tonight. 3, 2, 1, go! How long do you have to practice? 1日約10時間. How does it feel to be the hottest girl here? How many bottles do you break trying to get good at this? 金とボトルを使ったら6個. Is it true that bartenders party harder than everybody else? You don't know that?
It's also interesting to note, most of the bartenders are either from South America or Japan.
Where are you from?
Uruguay. In South America, flair is a passion, you know? Everybody does it. But here in Las Vegas, they get a chance to get a lot of tips for it.
What do you think about all these Japanese kids? They're pretty good, huh?
They're very good. They remind me like Team Argentina maybe 4 years ago.
Are you talking about the World Cup now?
What do you mean?
I don't know. I don't follow soccer.
See, this is a flawed program. Too much emphasis on juggling. Ooh, that's gonna cost you.
You can be a juggler all you want, but you have to be able to bartend. You have to be able to serve drinks fast. You have to be able to serve drinks accurately. If I gave you a bottle of vodka, what would you do with it?
Can I say that on camera?
How does it feel to be the hottest ladies here at the bar tonight?
Feels really good having this guy next to us.
And in the end, it's not about how drunk you get, it's about your level of flair.
Now, see, I thought that stuff only existed in movies.
Apparently not.
Because I've been to many, many bars, and never once have I seen somebody juggle the Grey Goose bottle when they're pouring me my
You know, I actually have, and I got to be honest with you, it can be distracting.
Right, right.
You know, you're at a bar, you just want to drink, you want to get tanked, you're trying to forget your life.
Sure.
You don't need some guy juggling and being cool,
If I
trying
needed-
to make you smile.
Yeah, if I needed a dinner and a show, I'd give her one. Like, it's going to add 15 minutes to every drink that's being created. Like, look at me twist these bottles. Yeah, dude, you got a line of angry drunks at this
Exactly.
bar that want their
Just give me my
their
double
alcohol.
sex on the beach and make it snappy.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, even though when it comes to booze, everybody's a winner, and we've established that on
Yes,
this show for sure.
many times.
There actually was an actual winner. His name was Rodrigo Delpech. He won the $6,000 grand prize for the second year in a row, Kevin.
Wow,
So he is now extremely wealthy.
Congratulations, Rodrigo. Still ahead, we've... All right, let's face it, nothing else was more important over the weekend than Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter from Ubisoft. Now, This entry into the Ghost Recon series gives players a look into the future of combat, well, the near future, so it's not crazy lasers and sci-fi-ness going on. And apparently, in the near future, the color turquoise is like the new binary green. Yeah, take a look. Yeah, look at that. Turquoise, my friends. It's like green, but next-gen. Just think about that. Now, your mission is to extract and protect leaders of both the Mexican and U.S. governments. Now, as the leader of an elite special forces group of badasses known as Ghosts, well, this shouldn't be too much of a problem. Now, I have to preface this with this right here. I am not a Ghost Recon fan, nor have I ever been. I hated every single offering up until now with a passion. This game had me hooked all weekend long. It is phenomenal. First of all, as you can see, it's gorgeous. It's built from scratch for the Xbox 360 hardware, so it looks and plays like a next-generation game should. Finally, it's here. Now, the over-the-shoulder third-person perspective works incredibly well, really immerses you and your character into the environment. You get dropped off into the urban battlefield via helicopters and APCs, so you're not just running mindlessly at the beginning of every match. And the in-game cutscenes blend seamlessly with real-time actions. You're doing all sorts of mission objectives. You're placing, C4 on tanks or escorting presidents all around. Everything is there. And the squad command is finally handled correctly. They took kind of nods from Full Spectrum Warrior, but it's even more simplified than that. So you use the D-pad to command your 3-man squad of ghosts around the map, which basically means point your crosshairs where you want them to go, press up, it'll plant their points, and off they go. You can easily order them into offensive and to recon positions. You can even have them regroup on you simply by pressing down. What's also nice is you can pause the action and pull up a tactical map and really pinpoint where you want your troops to go. Now, the squad AI, unfortunately, isn't the brightest, but they do their best to stay out of the line of fire and find cover. And it's also just as easy to command flying drones and Black Hawk helicopters, APCs, you name it. It's all very simple and done with the D-pad. Now, single-player game is enough. It'll last you about 10 hours, but there's also co-op and multiplayer. A ton of multiplayer options for this bad boy. But I have to say, Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, my friends. It's a different game online. Why is this? You can't crouch or hide behind anything online. Well, I mean, you can crouch, but you can't use walls for covers and you can't peek out. Now, some people are saying that this is great. It helps with the pace of online play, but when I'm doing co-op play over Xbox Live, I want it to be the same game that I love single player. Small gripe there, but you do have Xbox Live, system link. You can play it in the traditional third-person view that way. You'll want to avoid the split-screen multiplayer. It's first-person, and it hardly looks next-gen. Now, system link, of course, you need 2 systems for it. A little bit expensive, but it's fun. It's worth it. The best multiplayer experience, though, it's on Xbox Live, so get on and play. Again, 2 to 4 players in split-screen. You're forced into first-person mode, and your movement is slow. The textures become blurry, blah, blah, blah. It loses the next-gen quality. And I'm not ranting. I guess what I'm really trying to say is that split-screen multiplayer, yeah, not what it used to be, my friends. It's unfortunate that Ghost Recon missed the 360's November launch date, but it's still the best 360 title to date, and it should definitely be in your game library. Go pick it up. I had a blast with it. Stick around after the break. Right, that's why. Mostly, they're just creepy. They're gems of the internet. They're coming up. Now, unless you're unlucky enough to work in the one office in America that still requires you to wear a tie.
Oh,
yeah.
Awful.
Horrible. You'd probably take your T-shirt collection pretty seriously. So, to help you win the battle of hip one-upsmanship, we found some independently made T-shirts that'll really set you apart.
Absolutely, Kevin.
They're artsy in their own right.
Well, and it's the way you get chicks when you have good shirts.
Clearly.
That's just the way it is.
Is that a Hanes Beefy tee on you? Yes, it is. And it's screen printed, my lady. These first 3 shirts, they come from a small online shop called Bulwarks. And they're what you kind of call minimalist. As you can see, their little record. Look at that one. Let's put the little record down.
It's simple, but it's sweet.
Yeah. If anyone has to ask, by the way, why you're wearing an octopus, they're obviously not tuned into your ironic hipsterness. And therefore, they should be punched in the nose.
That's right. It doesn't need an explanation.
In addition to offering awesome shirts, the guys at Bulwarks, they were cool enough to offer a 15% discount. So check them out at bulwarks.com.
It pays to know T-shirt makers, doesn't it, Kev?
Totally. They're so cool. They're so cute.
Okay, next, this next T-shirt is from you.net.
I love this shirt.
I guarantee it'll get you noticed because it says, if you ever get mauled by bears, I hope they stay away from your face because I think you're cute.
Aww.
So in other words, it's like, I'm so desperate. I date you even if you look like shredded pork from the neck down kind of thing.
Yeah, that's actually,
I like it.
that's pretty
I
much
like
right.
It.
That's
It's,
pretty much
it's the sort of thing certain people would fall for the shirt, and that makes it all worth it.
Yeah, and those are the kind of women you want to be with.
Absolutely.
Now, this shirt is from an online shop called EK, and if you can figure it out for yourself probably, and if you can, you're pretty elite, so congratulations. Your parents must be proud of you.
Absolutely. Now, how could we not mention Threadless? This, of course, is one of our very favorite places to find unique shirts. This one is called Happy Chaos.
Yes.
And Kevin, I feel like it's what the Care Bears should have been.
I completely agree with you.
You know, we've got unicorns, we've got happies, we've also got...
Rainbows and mutilation.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's the name of my new kids show. It's a podcast. Finally, this one is from a site called Snorg Tees, and they've got tons of funny shirts. This little guy is all the fun of listening to like Michael Ian Black on I Love the 80s, but in t-shirt form. Oh no! And then he busts through the... All right, never mind. I like the shirt. To get the links to all the shirts we just showed you, go to attackoftheshow.com. Dress snazzy, my friends. That's an order. And now, fascinated by guns. It's just the possible getting killed part that I'm not so crazy about. So when the Q Project, the Professional Airsoft Gun Authority, invited us to hang out at their shop, oh man, we were over there faster than buckshot through an elderly Texas lawyer.
Airsoft is really cool, you know, because it looks like a real gun, and I can own it without having all the legal paperwork.
You get out, you get to crawl in the dirt, play G.I. Joe, and go home, take a shower, and watch TV. You see that there's a pretty large variety of types of guns that you can use. The new MP7, which is more of a pistol, P90, G3 SAS for close quarters, M4S system for field use.
We're known for customization, services, and modification, and then the tactical end of use of the product. People enjoy the military gaming aspect, the simulation end of combat.
6-pouch style vest. You got guns in it, extra mags for the AK. Got an FRS radio, or a gun pouch.
Everything's ready this side. Game on, game on.
Games have lasted anywhere between 10 minutes and 3 hours. Depends on what the objectives are, what the purpose of the game is, and how people respond to each other.
Good man. There's always that fear of what guns are, and what we're trying to do is dispel those fears. Airsoft is actually about community, you know, because people come together, play together, end up out in the desert having fun, enjoying the product, and everybody comes home safe and pretty much unscathed. One shot, one kill.
Awesome stuff. With us now is Q Project Director Jack Ma. Jack, thanks for coming on the show.
Well, thanks for having me.
I was in Japan not too long ago, and airsoft is like bigger than tentacles and skullgirls over there. Like, it is nuts. What's stopping it from catching on like that over here, or is it about to break out like that?
I think it is about to break out. Again, the mentality is different in the U.S., but we're definitely catching on and understanding the whole paradigm shift of thinking what guns are here is more acceptable in the U.S.
They're playthings. Shoot your friends and giggle. It's fine, right?
Absolutely.
Now, you guys customize these bad boys, right? Like, they come from the stock there. It's pretty much plastic parts, but you guys, what do you do to the guns?
Well, we do a lot of fabrication in-house. We got the machines, the mill, the lathe, all that good stuff, and then we also have subs and stuff that do a contracting for CNC, anodizing. So we'll basically make the dream gun from what you want.
That's sweet. I love that. Well, you brought one with you now. So what is this? Is like one of the latest and greatest, right? This is
right.
We saw this in the piece a little while ago. What is this bad boy here?
It's called an MP7A1 PDW. We did a prototype for this many years ago, and of course Japan was probably just sitting and watching to see for the popularity. But yeah, definitely has all the blings, and you know, you got the
laser. Yeah, that's great. The laser sight works.
Absolutely. So this is a subcompact gun from Germany, I guess was the origin, and you know, semi and full, ready to go.
Now, of course, I picked one up when I was in Japan, and out of interest, I happened to shoot my brother in the ass region. Left a nice little mark. I'm assuming you can't, when you're doing these battles with high-powered guns, you got to wear some sort of protective gear, right?
Yes, absolutely. It's very important and critical that you wear eyewear, and of course, in certain cases where we have upgraded, hopped-up guns and powered up, you want to protect your face or any soft cartilage.
Now, you brought somebody with you. This is Tom here. Now, Tom is wearing, of course, the eyeglasses, the G4 hat, which is great for any kind of shrapnel, airsoft or otherwise.
Very check.
It's a fashionable statement when you're on the battlefield. But I see he's got the comm, he's got the glasses, but what's the vest going on there? That's not like, is that military-grade Kevlar, or is that a, you know, some sort of gun cozy? What is that he's wearing?
Well, its official name is a MOLLE, modular, lightweight, load-bearing type of device that just gives you enough ability to fascinately, you know, make it what you want it. So it's very flexible. You can put pouches and put all your good stuff in it, lights, bells, whistles, you know, ready to go, rappelling, whatnot. Everything's ready to go, and it's personalized, and that's what we do, personalize something.
Okay, so this is the type of gear that, is this only for serious airsoft enthusiasts, or is this something that any noob should have when they're on the battlefield? Or
newbies all the way to veterans. It's all there. You can start from scratch all the way to the sky's the limit.
I love it. I love it. Now, we have a demonstration plan. We thought we'd bring out Will O'Neill to help out. He's our resident tech guy. But he's also a big airsoft fan and a great moving target. Just happens to look perfect. So we wanted to make sure that Will was going to get tagged during this. So we're going to have Tom. He's a bit of a sharpshooter with a locked and loaded airsoft gun to help us out. Now, I don't know if you guys play with scenarios, but we kind of created one here. It's kind of Will's fantasy, and we wanted to play it out for him. So Will's going to have 30 seconds to get over to a pair of pliers, because he didn't come prepared, to disable an armed bomb while under heavy airsoft fire. This is sounding better and better, by the way, as I read this. Will, are you ready to go, buddy?
Let's do it.
All right, Tom, Tom's ready to go? He's all sighted? I want him to look like Yanni's ex-girlfriend when he's done. I want bruises from head to toe. So let's just aim down the barrel. Are you ready for this?
Absolutely.
All right, we got 30 seconds on the clock. On your mark, get set, go, Will. Let's see it. Now, Will's firing back, Jack. I don't know if you noticed that. I forgot to load the cartridge on his pistol.
Hey, that's handicap.
Exactly. Little part we didn't tell him. I haven't heard any screaming yet, but oh, the panel's off. It's just, we've got 15 seconds on the clock. He hasn't even got the pliers out. He's still, Will, there are no bullets in there. Stop it. Flip the wires. 8, 7, 6, 5 seconds left. I can't wait to see the bruises. Even Jack's taking some shots. Oh, he got it. I think he clipped it. Will, you all right, buddy?
I think so.
Yeah, awesome.
Man, that stings.
I cannot wait to assess the damage later in the show.
That's a good shot.
Jack, thank you for bringing weapons onto our set. You should have never done it, but we appreciate it, man. We really love what you guys are doing at the Q Project.
Cool.
Everybody, for more on Airsoft and the Q Project, of course, you can visit theqproject.com. You got to get into Airsoft. It's awesome. All right, now, if you think these guns are tough, you actually might change your mind after some of the gems of the internet. That's all I'm saying. Watch some commercials. Just a reminder, folks, tomorrow we will have another installment of our epic drama, The Marios, for you. This one with even more bleeps, believe it or not. It's going to be good. Will, how was the airsoft, man?
It was painful.
I bet.
Yeah, I'm going to have some good bruises, especially on my inner thigh there.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we'll take your word for that one.
Awesome.
Will, is that a giant, huge machine gun under your lap, or are you just happy to be here?
I'm just happy to be here,
Good.
but yes, it is. It's a giant, huge machine gun. That's exactly the technical term for it.
Nice. Now, we have this chat room that we talk about from time to time.
Yes.
And people chat in it. I figure we should maybe read some of their questions and perhaps answer them.
Let's do that. We'll start with Horatio23, who wants to know, hey, was Will wearing a cup during that airsoft scenario?
Sadly, I was not wearing a cup. That's the one piece of safety equipment that I forgot until I got up there and I started thinking about it and thought, gee, I might have to shoot with one hand.
In hindsight.
Yeah, in hindsight, literally, yeah.
Sexy Sailor 7 wants to know, if the host could shoot anyone with an airsoft gun, who would it be?
No. Oh, if we could shoot anybody or if we could shoot a host?
Anybody.
If we could shoot anybody.
Oh,
that's still my answer.
Yeah.
No way. Matthew McConaughey.
Why?
You're a hater.
Oh,
He's
man.
so dreamy. He had the #1 movie at the box
that
office.
smug little punk.
Six pack, the pecs.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
He's going down.
It's true. He won't have his hair much longer. Don't worry about it.
Okay, good.
No competition. Jazzy Jeff asks, which is better, a bartender that can juggle or a hot bartender?
Hot bartender.
I have to agree with the boys on this one. Hot bartender.
For
Who
what?
cares? Who cares if she can even pour?
Yeah, I don't care. Yeah. Hey, just smile with the Grey Goose bottle.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I guess it applies to men, too. But I was thinking of a woman.
Actually, I think Kevin was thinking about a guy, actually.
Oh, this is probably something we could
Oh,
talk about
too much information.
Yeah. I know you're not wearing a cup, Will.
That's
I'm just going to say.
Panda Parade asks, after watching Cheerleader Nation, does Kevin now have to register as a sex offender? Oh,
I probably should, man.
Spelling it out.
I seasoned past the thing. Like, I'm a pedophile in training. Like, I know that in like 40 years or so, I'm just going to want to go back and really just let each episode simmer. I don't know why I watched the thing, to be honest. It was actually horrible television. I was expecting it to be...
I don't know why you're admitting it.
No, I TiVoed it for the sake of the show. I thought maybe there's a funny discussion. It was just like young girls cheerleading, which I know was what I was promised from the billboards, but for some twisted reason, I thought it was going to be more entertaining than that. But I've got news groups on the internet. Like, there's far more compelling young girls out there than there were on the show.
It's called MySpace.
Cheerleading is actually sort of a dark and sinister industry once you really get, as you've seen. It's not that sexy at all. Something weird about it. Super Sam asks, when is Luigi finally going to cap Mario and take over the family? My God.
Soon. They fireball, by the way. They don't cap. They fireball.
Stay tuned to the Marios for what happens.
Tomorrow, there's more.
And Bill Grafsky has a question, too. So, was Kevin playing Ghost Recon all weekend? Kevin, is it cold in your parents' basement?
I have a studio apartment, mind you, and it was freezing in there, by the way.
I think they called it Junior One Bedroom, right?
Exactly. That's what it is, yeah. It's called
his parents'
Art
garage.
Chic. Yeah, no, it's actually, it is my parents' garage. They just renovated it. It's really nice. I have a throw rug. It's cold.
One more. Echosa asks, why does Brendan keep getting sent away on drinking missions?
Interesting question.
Well, he's a real professional.
Yeah, you got to stick to what you know.
You know, you got to send out the big guns when you're covering a bartending competition. That's just the way it is.
And we figure it's the one way, like, it's either that or he gets fired for drinking on the job.
There's that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put it to good use.
Our stage manager's counting us, and he's like, 5, 4, and I think he's in cardiac arrest right now. That's awesome. Poor guy.
Andy, we like you.
He is like 80, though.
Cheers for the phone
It's bound to happen very soon.
It's the oldest stage manager ever.
Sorry, everybody. So Andy's on his way out, and somebody else wants out as well, and it's Isaac Hayes.
I like that.
Sadly enough.
That's a
It was
good
good, right? I do the TV for a living.
Quick.
No, Isaac Hayes wants out of his South Park contract.
Sure does.
What the hell, man? The guy's been with South Park since, like, the 90s?
He's chef.
He's been around since, like,
the beloved
1920s.
friend of all South Park kids, giving him advice.
Serving up meatloaf. Love advice.
At the cafeteria.
Laying down women by the fire. Doing the salty balls. You know, this chef.
Right.
He does it all. I mean, it's Isaac Hayes, so it's like the fact that the guy who was in Shaft is on a cartoon like South Park.
He's got that voice.
It has a great voice, and it added like another layer of ironic cool to South Park, which I love. And now he wants out, and the show's creators, Matt Stone and Trey Parker, not letting him off easy.
Not at all.
No. I mean, they're letting him out of the contract, don't get me wrong, but here's why. Hayes claims that he's uncomfortable with the way that South Park lampoons religion. And he says that he can't in good conscience be part of the show anymore. You know, apparently he's had enough. Years and years of this have got to him.
And in fact, he was quoted as saying, quote, "There's a place in this world for satire, but there's a time when satire ends and intolerance and bigotry towards religious beliefs of others begins."
That's deep. He actually said that while playing the piano in those sunglasses, too. It was very touching.
He's amazingly talented.
But Matt Stone fired right back, and I applaud him for this. He responded that Hayes' decision is, quote, 100% to do with his faith of Scientology. He has no problem, and he's cashed plenty of checks with our show making fun of Christians. Oh, hold on.
Ouch.
Snap! That was...
snap.
He pulled it out of his pocket.
Snap indeed.
Now, I don't know. I mean, has Isaac ever spoken up before? I don't think he's really ever had a problem in the show's long history of making fun of everything. Maybe he just hasn't had a good reason.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
Let's, I don't know if you, let's take a second, if it's okay with it. Is it all right with you, Andy?
Should we do a little?
Yeah. Everybody's good. Let's take a look at some of the past few episodes of South Park and really see if there's anything going on. All right, so in the episode Bloody Mary, a statue of the Virgin Mary, it bleeds out of her ass. Yeah. How does Isaac feel about that? Let's see. Pretty good.
Oh, okay.
Pretty good, actually. Wow. He cashed that check.
Thumbs up for that one. In The Passion of the Jew, you remember that Judaism takes its fair share of nasty shots. Surely this must have offended a civil rights activist like Isaac Hayes.
Of course.
Not so much, turns out.
All right, well, who could forget all about the Mormons? Now, this was the episode where the religion's founder, Joseph Smith, he comes off looking like an absolute lying psychopath. Let's, just fine with Isaac.
All right.
Just fine.
Well, not a problem.
Check cleared.
In Super Best Friends, remember this one? Matt and Trey present the blasphemous image of a crime-fighting Muhammad. How would Isaac take something like that?
Certainly not well.
Actually, surprisingly well.
Wow.
Surprisingly well.
Well, I guess that really just leaves the episode Trapped in the Closet. Do you remember this one?
I
where
do remember the one.
Scientology gets its strange ghost alien beliefs raked over the same coals as every other major religion. What was Isaac's take on that one? I don't remember. No! Wow, that one broke the trend, Sarah.
I guess it's religious intolerance.
Yeah, now it's religious intolerance.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't see a trend.
I didn't at all. Broken.
All right, well, British film...
Marios.
You really look gross. You're a little gross. Yeah, get your fingers in there. Make sure you don't miss a thing. You know what? Keep going, you sloppy, tubby bastard. Kill that pie, tough guy. You kill everybody. You kill Diddy Kong. You kill Waluigi. Just keep going. Kill that pie. You know what? In fact, do me a favor. Kill me while you're at it, because you're killing yourself the way you eat.
Hold on a second. You included you with them.
Shoot me now before I watch you.
Excuse me.
You know what? That girl really did a number on you. You really screwed up your life. Your head's really messed up right now.
Did you my wife?
What?
And now, the Marios.
Yeah, I got a good hand.
Thank you,
not too
Cody.
bad. What am I, Mirage over here? What's my drink?
I thought you said you was okay.
No, I didn't say I was okay. You don't give me my drink.
Jeez,
What's the matter with this kid? He's like a turtle. Hey, you know what? Better yet, dance that drink over here. You know who I'm like?
Kid, I'm like the
Hey, you know what? Dance the drink over here. Dance the drink. Yeah, you know, now he's moving. Now he's moving.
What's the matter with you, you fireballer guy?
Hey, I'm a good shot.
Good shot. How can you miss it this distance?
What, do you got a problem with what I did?
Yeah, we're playing cards and you fireball the toad.
Hey, he's a mushroom. What can I say? He's a family full of funguses.
The fungi.
What did you call me?
No, you said funguses.
Yeah, I know what you said. You called me a fun guy.
No, it was just, you know, the right way to say it, the plural. I mean, you are a fun guy.
You're the one who said it.
Yo, take it easy,
No,
Mario.
hold on, Donkey Kong. He's a big boy. He knows what he said. What the makes me a fun guy?
Get the out of here, Mario!
I almost had him! I almost had him! Ah, you stuttering prick! I don't know about you, Luigi. You might crack under questioning.
You really are a fun guy!
Next time on The Marios.
You're Mr. Brown Turtle. You're Mr. Blue Turtle.
I want to be Mr. Black Turtle.
I got another guy, another job. Who's Mr. Black Turtle? You're Mr. Blue Turtle. And you're Mr. Red Turtle.
King Koopa, why gotta be Mr. Red Turtle?
Because you're a
Moving on now to Jarhead.
Yes, of course, Jarhead is
Not
based
just
on...
about Jake Gyllenhaal's butt.
Yes, although I think it makes an appearance in there. It's based on a book by Anthony Swafford, and of course, Jake Gyllenhaal's character is based on him, Swaff. And it's about the first Gulf War when we had a President Bush in office. If you remember that.
Yeah,
This movie is bizarre in the sense that it explores a lot of aspects of war that you may not know about, like how they clean the latrines. I mean, all the mundane, boring aspects. In terms of extras, there's 2 commentaries on the disc, one by the director, Sam Mendes, another by Tony Swafford and the screenwriter. And they really go into detail with a lot of the behind the scenes. In fact, they show a lot of stuff. They did these improvised interviews with a lot of the soldiers, and they show them unedited, which is really cool. I mean, you really get a deep look into the process.
I love how they're showing Jake's shaving of his head.
Yeah, well, it's one of those things
dramatic.
where... Yeah, it's one of those things where you can only do that one time. So
Right,
it's
true.
a lot of great extras on this disc. I think it's a great war movie where there's really no war that happens.
Okay, so Jarhead.
Bottom line.
Yeah.
Bottom line, it's a rent. It's a rent for me.
Okay.
Which is still a recommendation.
Sometimes you build me up only to dash my dreams at the
Well,
end.
I'm telling you, rent these cool movies.
Rent these cool movies. All
Yes.
right, so we're renting History of Violence. We're going to rent Jarhead. But what are we going to do?
Shed, or if your father fashioned it with his own hands in prison, the odds are
That it came from eBay!
Sarah, I know you're used to the eBay. It's a bit of a formula.
Yeah.
We've gotten used to
Eyes
it.
closed.
Today is different, my friend. We have a little bit of a theme to all these auctions.
No.
Miss Lane. Yeah. They're all about love and its various splendid manifestations.
I love to be in love, so let's roll them.
Here we go. How about Eminem's wedding program, huh?
Oh.
It's from his second marriage to Kim Mathers.
Perhaps love was the wrong adjective.
No, he loves her. He did say he was going to kill the bleep, but now he means kill her with love and kindness. It was a secret event. There was 100 attendees. Obi Trice was there, D12, all 50 Cent, the members of the G Unit crew. They're all there. Very classy
Big
ceremony.
and known for their romantic ways.
And carrying various amounts of shrapnel. All of them do.
Yeah.
But instead of exchanging vows, they actually exchange fluids, which is an odd practice, but classy. And then the bride threw a bouquet of chronic, I believe, into the crowd. They scrambled
What kind
for
of
it.
fluids?
That is unknown, actually.
Okay.
Actually.
All right.
But you're bidding on the program, 0 bids
like
right
it.
now. $600, not bad.
No.
One of 100. One of 100.
Marshall and Kim, we wish you well.
Best of luck. This one's for the ladies only, so pay attention, Miss
Okay.
Lane. You can please beat me up, he asks, and take your frustrations out.
Oh,
Yeah,
awesome.
that giant tool in the billiard shirt right there. You get 60 seconds to pummel that giant douche. He wants you to hit him, basically, with boxing gloves. You get 60 seconds. You can take him down to the ground, but then you have to let him get back up. And if he is on the ground, he will subtract that time from the 60 seconds that you have to beat him.
That's
Very nice.
one of the most amazing eBay auctions I've ever seen in my life.
I'm honestly...
I mean, there's no reason to feel bad about it. He's asking for it.
Sure, but like most guys will pay a woman to beat them up, not the other way around. You know, there's something there. And if you can get money for being beat by women, I should be a friggin' billionaire by now. This is pathetic.
true.
I take a pummeling daily on this
We
show.
also tend to do it
live.
without paying for it. Oh,
Yeah.
shut up.
Oh, okay. 0 bids, $1,000. There's no way no one's getting a bid there. Now this one is this next auction is for a scumbag ex-boyfriend's possessions. Yeah, the woman took out her vengeance on the ex-boyfriend with a handgun. Luckily, it was on his PC and not on his area, as Drunk Vader would say. But this is a handy starter kit for any guy who plans on becoming a scumbag ex-boyfriend one day. You get a computer that's apparently loaded with porn, and there you go.
How much?
19 bids right now, $52. But in his defense, like, he really didn't know it was cheating. You know, she was related, so there's gray area. It's kind of like being in a different area code or zip code, or being a different branch on the family tree. You know, if she's further enough away, it doesn't matter.
Second cousin once removed, it does not matter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And finally, the weirdest auction we've ever had, because we didn't know what it was for until we scrolled like 10 pages down.
You're really setting it up with that statement,
It's
Kevin.
called My Wiggle, Sarah.
Okay.
Not exactly what Bill Cosby had in mind here. It's about Jell-O, somehow. The seller is asking you to bid on her wiggle. There it is right there, 3D text that is wiggling. It's just a packet of Jell-O, but it's got 12 bids for $13 damn.
Do you think that people are wanting maybe a different kind of a wiggle? Her wiggle?
They might think that's what she's selling, but
Maybe she's got some sort of a, you know.
she's got 98% positive feedback, which is a plus. I'm 98% sure that the woman's crazy.
Crazy, but she's getting $13, so
For a packet of
not
Jell-O.
really that crazy, is she?
I stand corrected, Miss Lane. There you have it, folks. Always expect the unexpected when it came from eBay.
That was weird.
Wow, that was... Hello? Wow.
I feel like...
Can we leave it on?
No, I think I've been...
No, it's on.
Yeah.
Wait, we're going to wrap
Hey.
things up with viewer email. Get to the chat. I wanted to check in on Will's inner thigh, because yesterday, I don't know if anybody missed the show.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no,
It
relax.
took
No,
a
you don't.
peppering.
wait,
No, no, no.
Yeah, how's your inner thigh, Will?
It's doing okay. I went home and checked it out and put a little ice on it.
You paid a hobo to ice it?
Yeah.
Or what'd you do?
Exactly.
Did you check it out?
No, yesterday.
You want to earn $5 the hard way?
You were disarming a bomb,
Yes,
and
I
we
was.
practiced it in rehearsal. We had a guy with like an AK-47 type rifle loaded with airsoft pellets. We practiced it in rehearsal, of course, with no bullets. But when it actually started,
I was gung-ho until I took that first pellet, then I thought, holy crap, this hurts.
yeah, you were really fighting for your life there.
It
seemed.
hurt.
Yeah.
It really hurt.
I'm sorry about the handgun not being loaded, by the way.
Yeah,
to
thanks,
fire back.
thanks. Yeah,
My
yeah.
apologies.
Yeah, you're a hell of a wingman, buddy.
Always there to take it.
In
for.
battle, I want you in my trench.
Yeah.
Not really.
Ooh, wow. And in love. Chat questions. Let's get to them. IRC room. Sarah. Blaine.
Okay, Captain Smee wants to know, is there any other woman in the world that can pull off the shaved head like Natalie? Demi Moore did it like 10 years ago.
G.I. Jane.
G.I. Jane.
Yeah.
She got paid a lot of money for that.
Sigourney Weaver.
So,
Sigourney Weaver.
that's a
Sinead
good
O'Connor.
one. Good one.
Hello.
Yeah.
Nobody?
Nothing compares to her.
Nothing does. They don't look the same from behind. It's
a lot of...
Wow.
Wow. A lot of really
And
pretty
in fact, when
women
it's shaved, it's easier to paint a bullseye on the head for the old Tony Danza.
Oh.
So you just know exactly what a sweet spot.
Save us, Sarah. Save
How
us.
did I get here? Shameless Amos wants to know, will South Park be good without Chef? Will it
Yeah.
still
Yes.
be good?
Yeah.
I think so. I mean, it's not like... I like Chef. Good
Sure,
character.
great character.
But if he's not in it, I still think it's funny.
I hope they kill him off in the weirdest way possible. I hope, like, the Scientologists
I hadn't
come
even thought
and
about
take
that.
Chef away for, like, 2 weeks and convert him, you know, and then he comes back weird, a la Katie Holmes.
2 words, social disease.
Yeah,
I like
pretty
that.
much.
Social disease.
The fun one to spread.
Chew on that. Pirate Pete asks, when's Will's mohawk going to show up on eBay? Excellent question.
That is a great question.
What makes you think
What
it
did
already
you do with
isn't?
your hair, anyway?
I actually threw the hair away. I didn't think anyone would actually want that. But
How
no.
old school of you?
Yeah, you know, that's how I roll.
It's in the old Floby still. It just
Exactly, it's all clogged up.
We were actually saying before the show, if you've never seen Kimbo, go to YouTube and search Kimbo. If you grew your beard out a little bit more,
I'm doing my best.
you'd
And
look like
maybe
the Street Fighter.
Get some more muscles.
Just a little bit.
YouTube, Kimbo, check it out.
Yeah, check out Kimbo.
Halloween costume.
Oh, yeah.
I want to see a mashup of Will's face on a Kimbo fight. If anybody can make that happen, $10.
This is how I eat, Kevin.
PayPal
Don't
to
say
you.
that. Don't say that.
I'll give the guy $10, whoever does it. I want, but it has to look good.
Hugh Jass asks, Kevin, do you ever check your MySpace anymore?
I do check the MySpace. A lot of people say, oh, no one's looking at this. I'm looking at it, and I'm laughing at you. But I do check. I approve all the friends myself. No one else does it for me. And I message all the ladies personally.
Coolest guy on MySpace.
There you have it.
I am the loneliest guy. That's it. We're done.
Thanks to our guest, Chris Gore. Stage for about a week.
We really did, too.
Yeah.
Which is really funny during the feed reads. Never mind.
Yeah.
Enough about
Probably that
us.
funny.
There's bigger news out there in the world.
A lot of big news.
And in fact, some of the most pressing issues, if you will, that would involve Sony. This morning, Sony held a press conference in Japan, and the big news is that the PlayStation 3 is, in fact, delayed in the land of the rising sun.
And people thought it would be, and, you know,
here it is.
a lot
here
of
it
people
is.
are right now.
Yeah. Now, instead of launching in Japan this spring, in the U.S. in the fall, Sony is now going for a worldwide launch in November. But before we get into that, there were some other announcements made as well, and we want to make sure you know what you're talking about when your friends start gapping about this in a week. So first of all, the PlayStation Portable, everybody's favorite little handheld, second to the DS, it's going to drop to $199. There's also going to be an iToy attachment coming out for it, which will let you do like video chat through the PSP, kind of cool. And PlayStation 1 games are actually going to be fully emulated on the portable and downloaded via the internet. Cool little enhancement, and it's all coming very soon. And now some major PS3 announcements as well. The Xbox Live-esque online network that they're working on does exist, but it will require a hard drive for you to play online games. Now, there's a 60-gig hard drive, but it hasn't been announced if that will be bundled with the unit or if it will come separately. But here to help us sort out what all of this means for Sony is X-Play's own Adam Sessler. Adam, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
Doing very well, thank you. I have to ask, Adam, what does this PlayStation 3 delay actually mean to us?
Well, the delay doesn't mean too much to us because we're already going to be getting it in November. But the worldwide launch, that's a bigger issue. Because look at what happened with the Xbox 360 with the worldwide launch. They didn't have enough units, and there were shortages everywhere. And that could happen, especially given the fact that Sony's very popular in Japan. And that means that, Microsoft, which can have so many Xbox 360s available with the really top games like Gears of War and like Two Human, that's going to be very available and very appealing, especially if there's a shortage.
You're absolutely right. I think there's two factors there. One is, of course, the shortage, which we did see with the 360. And two, of course, is the fact that they will have an established software library and the PlayStation won't. So now everybody that's been saying, hey, we're going to hold off, we're going to wait, we're not sure if we want the Xbox, we're holding out for a PlayStation 3, should those people just suck it up and get an Xbox now?
Well, I never want to be the guy to tell other people what to get, but from Sony's perspective, this is an uphill fight because pretty much, you really have like these really top-tier games that are going to be showing off, and they could also be coming out in October. And then you couple in the whole problems with how much is the PS3 going to cost. A lot of people are saying $700. That's a lot that people have to also assume that there's going to be really good games in the future because most likely their launch lineup will be about as weak as Microsoft's was or even worse. And then you're going to have the top-tier games there for the Xbox 360. So people who are going to be picking up the PS3 at launch are going to be doing it on faith, and a very expensive faith, probably.
Oh, come on, a Blu-ray version of Fantavision? Who doesn't want that now?
Me.
Okay, exactly. Now, of course, there's the big H factor, and Microsoft has said, oh, Halo 3, we're probably going to launch it around the same time as the movie, but rumors in the past have said it's coming out day and date with the PlayStation 3. What do you think? Will we see Halo 3 in the fall?
I think it's very unlikely. A, I don't think it's ready. B, they have new IPs. They have Two Human. They have Gears of War. They have BioWare's game. They would be completely overwhelmed by the presence of the juggernaut that is Halo. I think what would be nice is if Microsoft reminds everybody that Halo is coming out, and most likely in 2007 by, I don't know, there's just a suggestion out there, could I actually get to play a demo level from Halo 3 or something like that? We're going to know Halo 3 exists. I'll be so surprised if we're going to be playing it at the end of this year.
All right, Adam, I completely agree. Thank you very much for the insight, clearing that up for everybody. And everybody, Be sure to catch a very special retro games edition of X-Play. It's on tonight at 11 p.m. It's a little Breakfast Club thing. I hear the Judd Nelson character. Amazing. Stunning
who's the
performance.
Judd Nelson
You're going to
character?
have to tune in to see, Sarah.
Huh.
There you have it, folks. That's the big news straight out of Sony's camp. Good
People
stuff.
here have started...
No one has put more time and research into the hardcore insanity than our resident handicapper, Jimmy the Geek. He's played the video games, he's crunched the numbers, and he's all set to tell us who's going home and who's going all the way. That's right, joining us live from the RCA Dome in Indianapolis, it's Jimmy the Geek. Looking slick as always. How you doing, Jim?
Kevy, I feel like Amelia Earhart before she started driving like a chick. I'm flying high and loving it, baby. Flying high.
Yeah, that's an appropriate metaphor in so many ways, Jim. All right, let's get down to it, though. It's March Madness. What do you have for the good folks at home?
All right, Kevy, with the help of NCAA Basketball 06, I put together a collection of upsets, locks, and guarantees that will leave the office pool better with more cash than a hooker at a video game convention.
Ouch, you're hitting a little close to home there, Jim, but all right, I get your drift. And that is actually quite a lot of cash, so let's have it.
All right, starting off with my Missouri Valley Conference catastrophe. 4 potential Cinderellas from the same conference, all destined to be revealed as greedy sluts who just want the prince's money. Kansas treats Bradley the way prison inmates treat guys named Bradley. West Virginia slaps the Salukis back into the kitchen, and Georgetown uses the belt on Northern Iowa, and Dean Hall breaks Wichita State's thumbs and says, I catch you even looking at the prince, and the next thing I break is your neck, baby.
Wow, Jim, you're always misogynistic, yet rarely wrong, so we'll let it be. What's next?
All right, Kevy, my wife calls me the Tin Man because I got absolutely no heart in life, and I show absolutely no emotion in the bedroom, and thank God for that. It's my best asset as a bettor right now, I tell you. The Syracuse bandwagon is completely full thanks to McNamara's heroics in the Big East. But newsflash, baby, this ain't the Big East tournament, and Jerry Mack is completely out of magic bullets. Do me a huge favor and save the sap for gullible chicks who've had too much to drink. Look for Syracuse to bow out early and wreck the bracket of the Bleeding Heart.
So you're saying that, in effect, Syracuse has used up all of its ammo. That's a pretty bold pick, Jimmy, but I like it. Keep it coming.
All right, whenever people stop me in the bar, they go, hey, Jimmy, God doesn't answer my prayers. Can you answer my prayers? And Kevy, my answer is always a resounding yes. Here are my early round upsets. Everyone's always looking for that 12-5 upset. Well, Jimmy's got a 13-4, baby. Seniors are more valuable than crack in a crack house in this tournament, and Iona's got a bunch of them. They take down LSU in a shocker to everyone but yours truly. Next up, this whole win for Mike Davis routine at Indiana is about as believable as my promise to spend more time with the kids. San Diego State puts 2 in the back of the Hoosiers' head. And finally, I call this one my upset de jour, and I don't even speak Mexican. Tennessee does not make it past the weekend. They become the first #2 seed to eat it, and if that ain't a lock, then my name ain't James Ulysses Geek Sr.
All right, that's some solid advice there, and you know what, I guess I shouldn't be surprised that your monogram spells jugs, Jim.
Well, Kevy, you keep spelling them, and I'll keep playing with them, baby. And one last thing, for those bettors who think going head-to-head with the hot chicks and sales is beneath them, let's do a line or two, baby. Make it 5 dead in Ohio as Pittsburgh chews up a soft number against Kent State. Memphis should beat the spread against Oral Roberts by halftime, and Boston College is still pissing blood after getting nipped by Duke last week. They pull a domestic on Pacific. And finally, Iowa takes care of Northwestern State with the ease of a drunk, stepping on the back of a newborn kitten's neck. Snap, crackle, pop, baby. Take the Hawkeyes, giving 7.
All right, good enough, Jimmy, although I'm sorry that we have to add animal lovers to the growing list of people that you offend on a weekly basis, man.
Kevy, the day I let her feelings get in the way of a good analogy is the day I hang up my golden retriever hat. You're not getting my golden retriever hat.
You know what,
Kevy.
Jim? You have it. You look stunning in it. We will see you next week, Jimmy. Thanks for joining us, buddy. Everybody, that is Jimmy the Geek live from Indianapolis. Now, still ahead, a tomb like Black White are tackling race issues head-on. Kevin Wilmot and his film CSA, the Confederate States of America, took a different approach. They decided to build on the what-if premise, as in, what would it mean to America if the South had won the Civil War?
So, let's start with Jupiter and his family. Now, Joyce, you say that Jupiter's a buck for the 90s.
That's right, Paula. Versatility is the key with Jupiter. He's the perfect slave for home, office, or industry. He's healthy, adaptable, and reliable.
Oh, and what about our gal Prissy?
Oh, what a find. Well-mannered, loyal, smart, but not uppity.
Oh, and what a litter of pickaninnies she's had. Aren't those two the cutest little things you ever saw? They would be so helpful around the yard or with dinner parties. Now, as with all SSN products, we can either break up Jupiter's family for you, or you can have them as a set.
Kevin, welcome to the show,
Hey,
and thank you for making me more uncomfortable than I've ever been on the couch.
I try my best.
I love it. Even during the clip, you look at me like, that's just wrong. And I'm like, yes, it is just wrong. But it's weird. I mean, the movie itself is kind of like a Ken Burns-style documentary.
Right.
I mean, tell me a little bit about the message you were trying to send, but why in that form?
Well, I wanted it to be real for the audience. You know, I think that's one of the problems we still have today with slavery a bit is, you know, we're so far removed from it. And so I wanted to use the Burns style to make people really, you know, embrace the whole reality of it and then come in and give them some history they probably don't know much about.
Right, so it's like, it's understand this was the type of mentality that might have existed. I know it seems crazy, but hey, it was there.
It's all true. Everything in the movie is true in one form or another. Even though it's a fake history, it's all based on reality.
Now, some historians will say that, well, slavery was a broken system anyways. It was going the way of the dodo. But again, that's not the message you're trying to say. It's not. It could be around. It's like, listen to what it would be like if we had that same mentality. Right?
Exactly. I mean, one of the things I try to do in the film is I try to make it as much as a what is as much as a what if. So the choices come from our real lives and our real history. So, you know, I always tell people, well, you know, we couldn't get, you know, we couldn't eat a hamburger at Woolworths until 1963.
Right.
So you know, in South Africa.
I didn't know they even served hamburgers at Woolworth, by the way. This is fascinating.
Well, you know, a little more history for you, brother. but yeah, it's based on also things like, you know, the fact that South Africa went into the 1980s. So those are the realities that influence and inform our film.
Now, the film is all about this alternate history, and in it you've got, like, Jefferson Davis is this hero, Lincoln's in exile. Now, is this based on fact, as you say, or is this just you saying, well, what would it be like? Let's have some fun. Let's put him in a field in blackface and see what happens.
Well, you know, we in the film, it's a clip from a D.W. Griffith film.
Right.
So I based it all on the way Griffith made his films. He used, you know, white folks in blackface.
Right.
We used men to play women in blackface. And then as well, you know, Jefferson Davis was caught in a dress.
Right, a lot of people don't know that.
Legend has it he was caught in a dress and in disguise, you know, trying to get away. And so we have Lincoln in blackface. So it's, you know, we just reverse history in that sense.
I mean, it's obviously very startling. But the one thing that, especially there was a Cops parody in the movie. And there is that documentary through line, but I love that you break it up with these commercials to kind of bring you back and say, no, look, this is kind of crazy here. And here they are hunting for slaves. Now, this commercial, actually, it kind of reminded me of like a Chappelle Show bit.
Right.
And I have to wonder, I know you were shooting this at the time that Chappelle Show was out. Do you worry that maybe because we've seen this type of thing, you know, on a Comedy Central before, that some of the impact is lost and that we're able to maybe laugh at it when we should be thinking critically about it?
Well, I think the fact that we give it a context, that we place it in the world of the CSA, that we take the time to give you this whole history of their victory at Gettysburg all the way to today, makes it a very different kind of approach, you know. And in that sense, we're not making fun of slavery. We're kind of telling, you know, the audience that this is what could have happened, and in some ways did happen. Right. And so it's a very different kind of thing. It's not a skit. It's a reality.
No, and that is the distinction right there.
Yeah.
And you do make it in the film. I kind of worry because, you know, that again, the impact could be lost if people have become accustomed to almost laughing at that type of parody or that type of look.
I think that's right. I mean, you have to. I think when you're going to do that kind of humor, it's really important to put it in a context so that people know what this is all from and where it's coming from and what it's all about, what the bigger point is.
Now, the end of the film is something that upset even our editor who was cutting it and getting it ready for the show. Right. And it's a classroom full of white kids, and they're pledging allegiance to the Confederate flag. And so in today's day and age, I mean, that scene, obviously, it upset a lot of people here at G4, and it's a very powerful scene to end the film with. But you know, I might be Portuguese, but I could be powder stunt double. I'm as white as they come. Could I get away with this film? Like, would I actually make it alive to the premiere of this film in today's society, do you think?
Probably not. And when people ask me that question, I think that it's a good example of why I made the film, that there's this unfinished business, that a white person who has the same reasons to make the film that I have, that he wants to enlighten people, open up the debate issue, get people talking about the reality of slavery, you know, that a white person would be jumped onto this. And so it lets us know that we still got a little distance to go.
Well, I hope we close the gap, and I thank you for putting this movie together, and hopefully it sparks some dialogue for us, Kevin.
Thank you, Kevin.
Thanks for coming on, man. We really appreciate it.
Thanks, brother.
Everybody, CSA, the Confederate States of America, is now playing in select theaters. To find out where you can see it, and you must, visit csathemovie.com. We'll also have a link on our website. But stick around, everybody. Sopranos Star. In 2005, we paid a very special visit behind the scenes to visit an ambitious Tomb Raider fan film called Tears of the Dragon. Well, the movie is finally done, so we decided to revisit writer-director Nick Murphy and his perky star Valerie Perez at the film's premiere. Brendan Moran has the story of this labor of love.
Yes, the stars are out tonight for the premiere of the Lara Croft fan film, Tears of the Dragon. It's a first-time film written and directed by Nick Murphy, and it's at CineSpace right here in Hollywood.
It's like 2 blocks that way, so we gotta cross here. Hurry up, we want to catch the light. There she is, looking ravishing in a simple black dress. Valerie, I need to know, is it true, the rumors that you are now seeing Brad Pitt?
Well,
You don't want to comment, I understand that. Tell me about the movie.
well, it's been a long road, and it's not quite polished yet, but we have the heart of the film, and we can't wait to share the entire package.
It's a fan film. It's about 40 minutes long, and it took about 2.5 years to complete it. Laura is on the search for an ancient artifact. Chen is also on the hunt to prove himself to his father.
You play the villain.
Kill her now!
In your film, you have a Lara Croft that makes Angelina Jolie look like a doormat.
Doesn't take a genius to figure that one out.
Valerie is really awesome. She's also the producer of the film, did all her own stunts, which is amazing.
Tell me about your Lara Croft.
She's definitely dark, has that sense of humor.
What's the gun for?
I feel safer with it against your throat.
What's it been like doing this for 2.5 years?
It's been quite a ride. It's been exciting. I met a lot of fabulous people. I gotta get the popcorn. Popping my own popcorn for the premiere. How many directors pop their own popcorn, right?
7.
I would have let you live.
Somehow, I doubt that. I'm very proud of the film. It's something from nothing.
Is that gun loaded?
Well, you don't want to find out.
All right.
Fun fact, gun was loaded. There you go. If you'd like to know more about this Tomb Raider tribute, go to tearsofthedragon.org. That's O-R-G, friends. And now let's check.
Quote, the nude scene. In other movie news, Benicio del Toro could be howling his way to a theater near you. Variety is reporting that the actor has been tapped to play the lead in a remake of the classic 1941 horror flick, The Wolfman. The movie is expected to be released in 2008, and Andrew Kevin Walker, the writer of Seven, has been hired to write the script.
Oreos.
Oh. Oh. Ah! 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 Ah!
And now, the Marios.
some barrels. I got some stuff over there. Ooh, look at this. That's pretty. Go check that out. I got this one, all right? Nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing. We've been had. Son of a bitch. Where's that freaking gorilla? Hey, Donkey Kong, get down here. Oh, look at that. That's nice. Oh, yeah. Score. Real good. What are you doing? Do something. What's the matter with you? I already checked that one. Hey. Get your monkey ass back up the stairs.
Move it.
What is wrong with this guy?
Move it.
What is the matter with your friend?
Not mine, but...
Oh, what are you doing? Hey!
Stop! What are you doing?
Knock it off!
He's gonna
Get off! Go get him!
Hey! You monkey pastrami hairy son of a sleeveless spit!
Stupid kid.
Next time on The Marios.
Peaches!
Mario, what are you doing here?
Yo, what's up, Mario?
I was just helping him get dressed.
Yeah, Get your hands off of her, you damn dirty ape!
It wasn't like that. It wasn't. I was just helping him.
Ah, yes. According to the rules of the Soprano universe, the closer you get to Tony, the closer you get to a hell of a lot of trouble, as Benny, the main, created. All right, your assignment, everybody, in case you forgot, was to design a household label for like a product, or a label for a household product, if you will. So we made this attractive box of condoms.
I like
And I went ahead and took tons of pictures of myself using them this weekend. So I don't know if you want to, let's get to the pictures, Sarah?
Okay then. On to the other submissions.
All right, let's get the photos.
There's just certain things that, yeah. First one is hand shaving cream sent in by Sebastian Debink. Very clever, get it? Hand shaving for Harry Potter. Hand shaving.
I get it. You explain to me after the show.
Took
you tell me after what it means?
Yeah.
Cool. Next up is Feed Floss by Juan Carlos Escanda.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
Thank you very much. Because sometimes apparently the feed gets stuck in Juan Carlos Escanda's niece's teeth or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it happens.
Next, Preparation AOTS.
I love this one.
This is from Catherine Stewart. Although we are wondering why he's applying it to his face. I mean, in all, you know, if you want to be realistic, I think the picture to have him sticking it up his...
Well, no. Oh. Some people do Preparation H on the eyes for the bags or for the blackness or something like that. I wouldn't know. I don't have this problem. I'm not a prima donna. I don't wear makeup on TV. All right, and finally, our favorite was sent in by Nicholas Rampmeyer. It's Attack of the Snow. Now this, I don't get this one at all. Yeah. Let it sink in. And there you go. Attack of the Snow. I like it. I thought it was great.
Your challenge for next week's User Created is this. Come up with an AOTS disease.
At first I wasn't sure about this one, but honestly, I love it. I love the
do too.
details.
It's the best. Our User Createds are getting better and better by the day.
Good.
We want you to name it. We want you to also describe its symptoms and possible treatment, if any.
Yeah, then here's the real created part, is to send us 3 pictures of the symptoms that you created. But look, we probably shouldn't have to tell you this.
Right. Let's just confine the symptoms to body parts we can show on TV. If you're in doubt, ask yourself this. Would I want Mother to see this part of me? If no, don't send.
Yeah, unless your mom is like Britney Spears or a hooker.
Right.
Well, I mean, one and the same,
in which
really.
case, I'm very surprised you can use the internet at all. You're very young.
Yeah. Well, not if it's all right, you got it.
Hooker.
You got it.
Yeah. Transmit your diseases to us through our web form at g4tv.com/usercreated.
All right, everybody, stay where you are. We'll be...
The independent film Brick takes the conventions of the classic thriller and sets them in high school, turning genres on their heads in the process. In doing so, it also snagged a special jury prize for originality of vision at this year's Sundance Film Festival. Take a look.
Emily said 4 words I didn't know. Tell me if they catch.
Brick?
No.
Or bad brick?
Nope.
Tug?
Tug. Tug might be a drink. Like milk and vodka or something.
Poor Frisco?
Frisco. Frisco Farr was a sophomore last year. Real trash. Maybe had a class a week. Didn't know him then. Hadn't seen him around. Pin? Pin. The pin?
Joining me now is the writer and director of Brick, Ryan Johnson. Welcome, Ryan.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, I've seen Brick. I've had the pleasure of seeing it. A lot of people, though, I know it's difficult to describe because it's set in high school, but it's not your Breakfast Club high school.
Very,
Not
very
at all.
different. No, it's basically, it's a detective story,
Yeah.
and it's drawn very much from Dashiell Hammett's books. He wrote the Maltese Falcon and kind of started that whole genre out. And so even though Brick is set in a modern-day high school, a very stylized one, at its heart, it's supposed to be just kind of a real straight-up American detective movie.
So sort of like that film noir genre
Exactly,
from
yeah,
yesteryear.
plays very much into the film noir
Of course.
tradition, yeah.
You know, when I think of film noir, I think of black and white movies and,
Right.
and sexy women smoking
Yeah,
cigars.
see?
You
So
know.
we're gonna do it here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I
that's
mean, how do you kind of bring that film noir style into modern day with kids?
Well, I mean, our approach was just to kind of look at the source material, look at the books that film noir came from, and not think of it like, okay, we're just going to be reflecting film noir,
Right.
but think, what's our original take? If we looked at these books and wanted to create this world, what are the choices we would make to do that and make a movie we'd all want to see?
Absolutely. And what do you do? How do you describe to somebody who thinks, oh, they hear high school movie, they think Scream, or they
Right.
think American Pie, or you know, how do you say it's not like that at all?
Yeah, it's, I mean, the concept is always something that's very, very unique and kind of interesting, and takes a little bit for people to get their heads around when they start watching it. But, I mean, I just always come back to the fact that it's set in this high school world, but it's
Right.
not, it doesn't do it as a joke. It's not parody. You know, mixing these two things seems like it could get goofy, and that it absolutely doesn't. It plays it straight.
Right.
And it's got much more of a feel like Chinatown or the Maltese Falcon than like American Pie.
Another thing that it has that's really original is its own sort of slang. I mean, the kids aren't talking like the kids in Dude, Where's My Car talking. They've got something, for example, one of the characters says, it's duck soup for you yeggs.
That's right.
And it's, I don't know what that means. But in the context of the movie, you're starting to pick it up. I
It
mean,
flows, yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
where did that come from? Is that just from your head?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's kind of, a lot of it's taken from those old books, but there's also stuff in there from slang from across the last century. There's also stuff I made up. I mean, my intention was just to kind of make a new language for these kids.
Right.
That's something that, you know, every generation of high school kids going back for however knows how long, that's one of the things about high school. You have your own language in it. You have your own slang. It's also something from detective books, so it was something that kind of had to be in there. And just as a film goer, I also love movies where the language is something fun, like Miller's Crossing, or, you know, Gary Glenn Ross, or
You can
Clockwork
quote it
Orange.
later, and it's kind of inside joke between you and
Very
your friend.
quotable, yeah, exactly.
So what is it's duck soup for you yeggs mean?
Stops. Oh, I have no idea.
No.
You've
got to know.
Duck soup is actually a real phrase. It actually means it's easy, simple, piece of cake. Duck soup. And yeggs is just an old thing, an old way of saying guy. It's the equivalent of dude.
All right.
So we are talking like they do in Dude,
Sure.
Where's My Car.
It's a little bit of a puzzle, but they're speaking English.
Oh, yeah.
After all.
A big form of it, yeah.
You did, last year, Brick did win the Special Jury Prize for Originality of Vision.
Yeah.
That's cool. I mean, Originality of
That's
Vision,
great,
when
yeah.
I think of it, it's like, are they just saying that you're creative?
If they are, I'll
Visionary.
take it. If they
Yeah.
are, I'll take it. Yeah.
So how did that, I mean, going into Sundance and then coming out of that with a prize,
Yeah.
that must have been very validating.
It was, I mean, especially this was a very small homespun movie. We
Right.
shot this for a very little amount of money that we scraped together from friends and family.
Mhm.
And when we took it to Sundance, it kind of felt like we were showing it to the grown-ups for the first time.
Yeah.
We were all petrified.
And to
so
get an award, it's like,
to get the good, to
they
get a
like
reward, to get a great company like Focus Features releasing it, we hit the jackpot, you know.
Do you have one piece of advice for any, budding filmmaker who, also wants to bring a labor of love to the screen?
Yeah, write something that you love and then stick around. Don't go away until they let you make it. It took me, 6 years to get Brick made, but if you just stick with it eventually.
And you got a prize at Sundance.
Yeah.
So aren't you glad you did?
You'll get a little silicon block and it'll all be worth it. Yeah.
All right, Ryan. Well, thanks so much for being here.
Thanks
talking
for
about
having
it.
me. Thank you for having me.
All right. Going to see more on Brick on this show coming up a little bit later in a couple weeks. And Brick also opens in select theaters on Friday, March 31st. Now, coming up next, it's live music.
More thrilling, more action-packed than the card battle game.
For every lad who's ever dreamed of summoning Cyberstein, Blue Eyes, Ultimate Dragon, and Megamorph in their first turn, here's me.
Well, I don't know which cards to use.
Yu-Gi-Oh's way harder than Pokemon. I could really use some help.
You got a problem?
Yeah!
Yo, man, check it. Use a dust tornado to counter his ladder of intervention. Then you set the trap right here, son.
Oh, thanks, Yu-Gi-Oh gang. You mother...
I love how Yu-Gi-Oh brings people together.
Please, what do you do to Blue Eyes White Dragon, bitch?
What is that, like main face? What?
Can't you read? It's right in your face. What's with the glasses?
I just don't understand this.
Listen to the Yu-Gi-Oh! You need to stack some torrential tributes, adjust your jet to run a gravity bind.
Okay, whatever you say.
Quit rolling your eyes at me.
Would you mind leaving my VO booth now?
Hell yeah, I would.
Oh!
Wow, you
can be like that, Sessler.
Why do you be all stereotypalist, yo?
Retro Cessler!
Calm down, Yu-Gi-Oh!
Some people just can't accept it.
I hate new X-Play. It's always doing stupid flappy heads.
Changing the past. The handhelds love to do it.
Re-releasing old games is cool. Yeah.
And from the past, look what has risen from the dead and onto your palm with Flight Change. It's the original Resident Evil, now with minor stylus functions and a slight name change.
Don't open that door!
Resident Evil Deadly Silence, to be exact, because silence can be deadly. And silent. And boring. And in this case, silence sounds a lot like 1996. These days, Capcom is issuing more re-releases than George Lucas. He's gonna need some Howard the Duck prequels if he wants to catch up. Sometimes nostalgia can be cool. Remember the past?
Chris is our old partner, you know.
But constantly trying to relive your former glory days is not cool. The problem with this is that Resident Evil has aged dreadfully. Just like George Lucas's vision.
You don't like Star Wars? F you. I wipe my ass with $1,000 bills.
And just like Lucas, this game is becoming a zombie.
No.
By that we mean it was dead a long time ago. It's ugly and spews forth horrible dialogue.
Here's a lockpick. It might be handy if you, the master of unlocking, take it with you.
Returning alongside the awesomely bad voice acting are the equally awful archaic controls. The controls reek of the 90s more than Parker Posey singing an Alanis Morissette song while engaging in inappropriate contact with President Clinton and playing with Pogs. In Capcom's defense, Deadly Silence has been updated a tiny bit. The user now gets the joy of having touchscreen puzzles and knife battles. Stab and slash away at your touchscreen. Oh look, it's Attack of the Crow. Let's stab it. Ooh, one last zombie to kill. To sum it up, Deadly Silence is nothing more than a nostalgia piece, hearted up with minor touchscreen capabilities. I'm amazed how the terrible video and voice acting made it into this version.
No! Go, go!
Let's just assume it was for comedic purposes.
Jill, be careful.
This 10-year-old crap drops a deuce out of 5.
It's titled 25 to Life. Here's a review. Hello, kids. Today's gaming word of the day is scatological. Now, scatology is the biologically oriented study of excrement. Now, you might find yourself saying, well, Adam, that's all well and good, but I have no interest in studying the fragrant fruit of the booty. I simply want to know if this game is good or bad. Well, if scatology is the study of waste, this game is one of the larger human wastes of time we've ever seen. Allow us to put on our lab coats so we can further examine this rhino turd for your enlightenment. The video game ghetto sure is getting bleak, what with the 50-cent game being so bad and all. It's art imitating life. 25 to Life is another cracker-coated crap fest with a street-credulous soundtrack that may distract you for a moment as you stare in disbelief at what in Frodo's furry nuts you're doing playing this game.
Somebody set me up!
Raise the curtain on level 1 and find yourself home sweet hood, arguing with this tragic case of cosmetic surgery gone bad, who is apparently the mother of your child. You're Freeze, one of 3 characters you'll play in the game. And speaking of games, Freeze wants out. So, you know the drill. One more big score before closing down the criminal store. And it's just not that simple and boom! Hail of gunfire, wildly disparate caliber, wave after wave of adversaries, cutscenes of betrayal and redemption, blend desolately trained legions of clairvoyant ocelots, overthrow the American banking system, and you get the picture. The mechanics under the hood of this jalopy are really one of the main culprits in the failure of the title. Character AI, for example. These adversaries dropped out of special ed, not high school. They shoot each other. They Molotov themselves. And most of the time, they won't even notice you unless they've already started shooting. You'll notice quickly enough that staying in the wide open will end your thug's life pretty quickly, as your adversaries are ridiculously accurate. Can you tell me what's going on here? What? Strange objective cutscenes will all of a sudden pop up, but visually give you very little to go on. What? What about that guy? You'll play as 3 different characters. Good, bad, but wants to be good.
By any means necessary.
And just plain bad. There's really very little appreciable difference, however, once the action starts. Gunfights are just plain hysterical train wrecks of bad camera angles, ridiculously indestructible adversaries, and lousy collision detection. Taking a hostage to use as cover was pointless, as sheets of opposing gunfire quickly reduced your mortal cover to a fine crimson mist. Miles below the hustle and flow, this game just plain sucks.
That's a lot of blow.
We give it a 1.
I know I made a deal with the devil by being in the game.
Out of 5.
Crunk, exclamation mark, energy drink sounds tasty.
Almost as tasty as viewer mail.
Today's letter comes from Sam. Sam writes, Dear F...
Wow, Morgan. Chronicles of Narnia review sure is down to earth.
Yes, Adam. And according to our countdown clock, we're only minutes away from the first award.
Well, let's check in with our fashionista, Kevon Koziasku. See about the preparations for the Governor's Ball.
Hey, hon.
Hey, Kevon. What celebrities have been by so far tonight?
I got nothing for you, bitches.
Ooh, apparently Drunklink's limousine has just pulled up. Things are about to get a lot more star-studded.
First, here's a movie game we'd like to see.
Movie games we'd like to see. The Constant Gardener. Africa, it's beautiful and exploitable. In this action-packed simulator, you garden. Constantly.
I forgive you for not already having played this game. I pardon you.
Crash. Celebrate this dramatic masterpiece by crashing into others. But instead of inflicting maximum financial damage, you inflict maximum emotional damage on as many ethnicities as possible. Count the Don Cheadle bobblehead.
Hey, and speaking of love-starred Harry Ames, let's check in with our fashion expert, Kevon Koziasku.
Hey, I'm here with Princess Cat Power. Princess, who are you wearing?
This was lent to me by Throcknar's Robes and Wands of Beverly Hills.
You look like 3 pounds of cat wrapped in sliced pressed ham.
Really?
Movie games we'd like to see. Syriana. Spend your life in blissful ignorance. Is George Clooney being tortured in the back room? We don't know, and we don't care. It's Syriana. Capote. Get your kicks in Philip Seymour Hoffman's Wild Ride Through Mexico. Inspired by true events.
Not actually inspired by true events.
Well,
Blurring was an okay game, I think we all agree that we're really proud on how the movie sucked.
Yes, well, ooh, Adam, get ready for another star in our celebrity cavalcade. It's X-Play star Screaming Intern.
Hey, Morgan! Kabbalah has really changed my life!
Here's another set of movie games we'd really like to see.
Movie games we'd like to see. Munich. This tense first-person shooter sends you up against misunderstood Islamic terrorists. But with the added challenge of maintaining your internal angst meter.
Don't shoot me!
Game does not include unlockable Muhammad cartoons. Brokeback Mountain. Card battle hits Wyoming. Uh-oh, she's playing You're Not Fishing Up There. Retaliate with meaningful stare. You're countered by I Wish I Knew How to Quit You. The fun never stops at Brokeback Mountain.
And Morgan Webb.
Welcome back to X-Play.
We're here on the red carpet, just moments away from the big show, and finally, the big stars are arriving.
Oh, drunk leak! Here we are.
Drunk leak, any response to your recent drunk driving conviction?
Israel out of Palestine. Let's go to our review of the Warriors. What an amazing evening, Morgan.
Yeah, Adam, but you know, that was just the beginning. In only moments, we're going to be heading inside for the big awards.
This is what we've all been waiting for. Just 90 seconds left on the countdown clock.
Movie games we'd like to see. The New World. Stare at nature. Because gameplay gets in the way of Terrence Malick's art. Cinderella Man. Choose from hundreds of special Disney dresses made just for Russell Crowe. He's late for the ball, and at midnight, he's going to assault someone with a bow.
Here, Adam, happy Valentine's Day.
Oh, Morgan. Shouldn't have.
Oh, Morgan, you shouldn't have. Today, we've got the sexiest thing in the world. A new racing game for the Xbox 360 that's coming out today.
So sit back, relax, and we will prove to you just how great life without love can be. Because, like the success of ABC's Commander-in-Chief, love is an illusion.
It's a mental disorder caused by hormones and NASCAR.
Maybe love doesn't really even exist.
Oh, hell no!
This is going to be a very bad show.
Quickly, just go to the review of the with special guest Kratos from the PS2 game God of War. He's been a widower for 10 years, and he needs a few tips to get back on the dating chariot. Here's a few do's and don'ts for Kratos. Do be honest.
Kratos? Hi, I'm Medusa.
Whoa, you're ugly.
Do compliment your date.
You know, you have beautiful eyes. You remind me of this Macedonian whore I used to...
Don't give your date the dismembered human head of your slain enemy. Do take care of your date.
Crab cakes? She ordered spinach!
Don't act like you do at home.
See, Cupid, there isn't some magic power that can fix your life and make things better, except for the Force.
Oh, and voodoo.
Yeah. If Valentine's Day were a holiday where people celebrated the voodoo in their lives, I'd be into it.
Yeah.
What am I looking for in a girl? Big. I'm Kratos.
I'm Aphrodite.
Nice to meet you. Welcome to my chariot.
Thank you.
You ready to go?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay. What, is your most kinkiest experience that you've ever had?
Roman orgy. You?
I'm having sex with everyone in the world. Right now.
Awesome.
What do you...
Oh, my God! Oh, man, I am so sorry. You know, well, my job entails me to keep in shape, usually by decapitation or tearing off wings off the occasional heartbeat.
No, wait.
I got the head in one hand, I got the body in the other hand. I'm thinking twofer. Twofer, right? So I take the head, stick it right up my the snakes are going crazy. I take the turn it around, stick my right up her and the starts shaking, saying instant 2-for-1, and check it out. I got pictures of it on my phone.
Oh my God, what the is wrong with
Wait, where are you going? No, wait, no, but you seem like such a dirty chick!
My apologies to any women I may have offended.
See, Cupid, love is just a gimmick TV networks use.
Love, affection, getting all nasty with the dirty what?
Nah. Yeah, I prefer dirty what too. The controls are more responsive.
I give up on you. I'm just gonna sit here and read my magazine until the show is over.
I'm bored. Let's watch some of those Kratos dating things.
We get calls like this all the time. Domestic abuse situations. Old boyfriend comes back, doesn't like what he sees. We'll take care of it.
Hey, sir, put the weapons down. Man, step away from me.
Don't you yell at me!
Hey, put the weapons down.
But they're not.
Slowly, put them down slowly.
All right,
really slow.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Hands up. I want you to sit in that chair.
I want you to sit down. Zelda of Hyrule?
Yes.
This is the man that's bothering you and your boyfriend?
Yes, right? He came in all crazy, like waving some swords around.
Zelda! Sir, I need you to calm down. Sit down. Sit your ass down. Do you know this man?
No, I don't know him.
Now, who is this guy? Sir, are you all right? Are you hurt?
He hit me. Oh my God!
Sir,
I did not. I did it. I should have hit him. He hit me.
Hands up.
This is my home.
Put your hands on your head right now, or I will put a hole in you. I swear to God.
Yeah. This is bull. Zelda, you tell him, Zelda.
Oh, what's this? What's this? What do we got
that's
here?
That's not mine.
Oh,
that's not
this isn't
mine.
yours? Then whose is
That's
it?
not mine. He gave it to me. It's his.
Hey. Whoa, stop right there. Where are you going? Sykes, get on that. Don't, hey, don't fly.
Hey, this is brutality. That. Oh.
Sykes, I forgot my handcuffs.
I got it.
We're going downtown now.
Yeah, that's right, Kratos. You're going to jail.
I'm sorry.
Get on the man. Don't take him anywhere.
Baby.
No.
I love you, baby.
Get on the man. I love you.
Zelda. Baby.
Kratos, I'm having your
What?
baby.
I'm gonna be a daddy.
And Kratos was truly Zelda's baby's daddy. But that is a tale for another day.
Push! Push!
Yeah, push. Push.
Dang. See? That's love.
Yeah. We're also renting Batman Beyond Season 1. But what do you have
you know
behind the behind the iron curtain?
Behind the curtain here, I've got to me, you know what, this is a buy. This is the drama that if you really want to see a great drama, The Squid and the Whale, which is written and directed by a guy named Noah Baumbach, whose co-writer has worked with Wes Anderson. Brilliant film about a family that's torn apart.
Uniquely shot too, right?
Uniquely shot. It was shot in Super 16 millimeter, and brilliant because you see this family dissolve from each character's perspective, from the little kid to the mom and dad, and it's funny, heart-wrenching, great extras on it. Squid and the Whale, do not miss this movie. That's my buy pick of the week.
Hey, if you tell me not to miss it, I won't.
Yes.
And you guys don't either. Thanks, Chris. Thanks for being here. Happy DVDs.
But you've definitely seen his work. He's an underground street artist from the streets of LA, nonetheless, with an agenda. He calls himself Buff Monster, and he's gracing us.
MMOs on the planet, and it shows.
But now there's an expansion pack for this classic series, and Asheron fans will be getting their hopes up. They should probably not do that. Here's our review of Asheron's call, Throne of Destiny for the PC.
He crushed the Duke's rebellion. And I took his daughter's heart.
Okay, if you're totally confused right now, you probably haven't been playing Asheron's Call for the last 6 years. Fortunately, there's a new expansion pack called Throne of Destiny, which will answer all of your questions.
Today, we go to war!
Or maybe just create new ones.
The big draw here is the addition of a new race, the Viamontians. These blue-skinned warriors may look Smurfy sweet, but believe us, you don't want to get them angry. The add-on also features a bustling new city, Sanamar, along with a slew of new dungeons and monsters to massacre. Plus, there are enough quests here to keep you busy for another 6 years. The game does feature updated visuals, but somehow they don't quite measure up to today's standards. The good news is you won't have to upgrade your PC. In fact, in order to play this game, you'll probably have to downgrade. The character animations are just as terrible. Check out the hops on this guy. Looks like he's base jumping from the ground. The game's also still loaded with glitches. All right, let's just jump off this roof here and... Okay, somehow I'm upstairs again. At least the death cries in the game are satisfying. Man, I could kill these Karenzi pouchlings all day. Like a lot of massively multiplayer online games, you can create your character from the ground up, although your options are a bit limited. Players can choose between having hair made up of 4 polygons or 3. The game sports the latest in feudal fashion, like these lime green bell-bottoms or this classy pimp jacket. Just remember, it's not polite to feel up the town crier. Grow up, guys. So how does a game that looks this terrible still have an active online community 6 years after its launch? What's hard to show here is that the game has an unfolding storyline that has players hooked. The world of Dareth changes each month. Towns get destroyed, islands magically appear, and there's plenty of royal intrigue. Plus, the game is filled with kind, helpful folks who are mostly eager to assist weakling newbies. Unfortunately, you'll mostly be asking for help with pointless fetch quests. This blacksmith had his bellows stolen by these evil mushrooms, so he needs you to kill the mushrooms and bring back... Well, you get the idea. As you might expect, these townsfolk can't talk, but just imagine what they'd say if they could.
You know City of Villains? That's a good game. Go try that.
Yeah, you should go buy World of Warcraft.
Hell, you might want to get EverQuest 1. I've never even played it, but I'm sure it's better.
For truly die-hard fans of Asheron's Call, this expansion pack is a must-have. But for the rest of us, it's a 2 out of 5.
Okay, I know we're gonna get hate mail from the Asheron fans, both of you. But come on, people, the graphics are horrible. This looks like something the PS1 threw up.
And when you have to downgrade your PC to be able to play the game, Houston, we have a problem.
This makes Zork look elegant and visually stunning. I think it's time to stick a fork in this one. It's done.
Awesome game, but you better watch our review before you buy the newly released console version.
You know, we love this game on the computer. We gave it a 5 out of 5.
But sometimes the transition from PC to console isn't that smooth. Does Battlefield 2 Modern Combat beat the odds? I'm surrounded. And the infamous All Your Base, to name a few.
But none had the undead flair of Resident Evil's Master of Unlocking.
Well, now you can go back and relive the magic of the original Resident Evil with Resident Evil Deadly Silence for the DS.
Change. Some people just can't accept it.
I hate new X-Play. It's always doing stupid flappy heads.
Changing the past. The handhelds love to do it.
Re-releasing old games is cool. Yeah.
And from the past, look what has risen from the dead and onto your palm with Flight Change. It's the original Resident Evil, now with minor stylus functions and a slight name change.
Don't open that door!
Resident Evil Deadly Silence, to be exact, because silence can be deadly. And silent. And boring. And in this case, silent sounds a lot like 1996. These days, Capcom is issuing more re-releases than George Lucas. He's gonna need some Howard the Duck prequels if he wants to catch up. Sometimes nostalgia can be cool. Remember the past?
Chris is our old partner, you know.
But constantly trying to relive your former glory days is not cool. The problem with this is that Resident Evil has aged dreadfully. Just like George Lucas's vision.
You don't like Star Wars? You. I wipe my ass with $1,000 bills.
And just like Lucas, this game is becoming a zombie.
No.
By that we mean it was dead a long time ago. It's ugly and spews forth horrible dialogue.
Here's a lockpick. It might be handy if you, the master of unlocking, take it with you.
Returning alongside the awesomely bad voice acting are the equally awful archaic controls. The controls reek of the 90s more than Parker Posey singing an Alanis Morissette song while engaging in inappropriate contact with President Clinton and playing with Pogs. In Capcom's defense, Deadly Silence has been updated a tiny bit. The user now gets the joy of having touchscreen puzzles and knife battles. Stab and slash away at your touchscreen. Oh look, it's Attack of the Crow. Let's stab it. Ooh, one last zombie to kill. To sum it up, Deadly Silence is nothing more than a nostalgia piece, hearted up with minor touchscreen capabilities. I'm amazed how the terrible video and voice acting made it into this version.
No! Don't go!
Let's just assume it was for comedic purposes.
Jill, be careful.
This 10-year-old crap drops a deuce out of 5.
Toilets are funny.
Yes, Adam, there's nothing more hilarious than natural human bodily functions.
But Morgan, it's not natural when it's zombie poop. Zombie poop is comedy gold. All those maggots.
No.
And mayhem with its title, 25 to Life. Here's a review. Hello, kids. Today's gaming word of the day is scatological. Now, scatology is the biologically oriented study of excrement. Now, you might find yourself saying, well, Adam, that's all well and good, but I have no interest in studying the fragrant fruit of the booty. I simply want to know if this game is good or bad. Well, if scatology is the study of waste, this game is one of the larger human wastes of time we've ever seen. Allow us to put on our lab coats so we can further examine this rhino turd for your enlightenment. The video game ghetto sure is getting bleak, what with the 50-cent game being so bad and all. It's art imitating life. 25 to Life is another cracker-coated crap fest with a street-credulous soundtrack that may distract you for a moment as you stare in disbelief at what in Frodo's furry nuts you're doing playing this game.
Gee, somebody set me up!
Raise the curtain on level 1 and find yourself home sweet hood, arguing with this tragic case of cosmetic surgery gone bad, who is apparently the mother of your child. You're Freeze, one of 3 characters you'll play in the game. And speaking of games, Freeze wants out. So, you know the drill. One more big score before closing down the criminal store. And it's just not that simple and boom! Hail of gunfire of wildly disparate caliber, wave after wave of adversaries, cutscenes of betrayal and redemption, clandestinely trained legions of clairvoyant ocelots overthrow the American banking system, and you get the picture. The mechanics under the hood of this jalopy are really one of the main culprits in the failure of the title. Character AI, for example. These adversaries dropped out of special ed, not high school. They shoot each other. They Molotov themselves. And most of the time, they won't even notice you unless they've already started shooting. You'll notice quickly enough that staying in the wide open will end your thug's life pretty quickly, as your adversaries are ridiculously accurate. Can you tell me what's going on here? What? Strange objective cutscenes will all of a sudden pop up, but visually give you very little to go on. What? What about that guy? You'll play as 3 different characters. Good, bad, but wants to be good.
By any means necessary.
And just plain bad. There's really very little appreciable difference, however, once the action starts. Gunfights are just plain hysterical train wrecks of bad camera angles, ridiculously indestructible adversaries, and lousy collision detection. Taking a hostage to use as cover was pointless, as sheets of opposing gunfire quickly reduced your mortal cover to a fine crimson mist. Miles below the hustle and flow, this game just plain sucks.
That's a lot of blow.
We give it a 1.
I know I made a deal with the devil by being in the game.
Out of 5.
Crunk, exclamation mark, exclamation exclamation mark energy drink sounds tasty.
Almost as tasty as